Welcome in to Allan Hancock College, final regular season game of this Bulldog season. Thank you so much for being here, folks. CJ Silas, along with my broadcast partner, Owen Main from fansmanship.com. First of all, thanks so much for coming down to your first Bulldog football game.
CJ, it's truly my pleasure. A beautiful day to spend outside. You know, Central Coast fall day. You can't beat it out here. And a little bit of football. It's a Saturday, so let's get out and watch some football today.
Yeah, and you have a doubleheader because you'll leave right from here and you'll head up to Cal Poly for their game against Sac State at 6 o'clock, and I'll go to roller derby.
There you go. Yeah, it's a sophomore day here and a senior day over there for both football and volleyball. And it's, you know, like I said, nothing's better than kind of late fall football.
It's really true. And then today, November 11th, is Veterans Day. We are honoring all military and their families today. Military get free lunch along with their families, anyone who has served or who is serving. We will have a little bit of a pregame recognition of the military, and then at halftime as well. So we do thank all of the military for their service. It is such a big game today. Not only did I speak with Chris Dutra over the week, but there are playoff, well, we call it bowl games because it's a different level at City College football. There are bowl game implications for this. Coming off the win against Antelope Valley last weekend, the Bulldogs clinched at least a tie for the American Pacific League Championship. If the Bulldogs win today, they're outright champs for the first time in 20 years. If they lose and Antelope Valley wins, they are co-champions, but because of the tiebreaker, the Bulldogs will still get a better geographical bowl, and we'll know more about that tomorrow when all of that is announced at 4 o'clock. But first, it looks like we're going to take a moment for the playing of our national anthem. I thought it was time for the national anthem, but instead it's a nice service going on the field for the military. We will share with you our national anthem in just a couple minutes. But Owen, a lot going on, a lot riding on this game today. San Diego Mesa is 8-1 overall, 4-0 in the Mountain League of the American Division, and Southwestern is 7-2, and they're 4-0 as well in the Mountain League. They're playing tonight, and the Bulldogs, who are number 20 in the state, will most likely, in playoff bowl game scenario, meet one of those teams. They will meet Mesa if both Mesa and the Bulldogs win, and if Southwestern wins or the Bulldogs lose, things could change as well. So there's a lot riding on this game today.
Absolutely, and you can go through all the scenarios, and we certainly will, but the easiest thing for Hancock to do, obviously, if they want what they want in terms of the bowl game, geographic location, etc., is just to get the win, right? I mean, you can kind of take care of it all. You put yourself in the driver's seat with your first four wins in conference thus far. You've put yourself in the driver's seat to be able to kind of be in control of your own destiny. And that's really what Hancock's trying to do today, to be able to make some decisions on their own when it comes to those bowl games, and be in control of where they play next week, instead of having to kind of wait till tomorrow and do whatever kind of dealing gets done in terms of trying to figure out where that bowl game is going to be.
And what a season it's been for the Bulldogs. The best season I've seen, and I've been here for 6 years. Last week, a big game for Basiru Job. Not only did he win the Southern California Football Association Defensive Player of the Week with 16 tackles, but the Bulldogs, another win against Antelope Valley coming into this game against Citrus. And it's really, I remember my first game this season. I was walking down the hall because I always see Coach in the gym right before the game. And he looked at me in the eye and he said, CJ, this year it's a really good team. And he's never said that to me before. And here we are at a time when this team is 8-2 and a 4-0 in the American Pacific League. Coming in, Citrus, not going to be an easy opponent. Defensively, the Owls only have allowed 16.2 points a game. That's one of the best in the state, number 3, and only allowing 255 yards of offense. It's not going to be easy for the Bulldogs to win this one.
Well, and you mentioned Job and what he's done. You know, Hancock's defense is no slouch. He has almost twice as many tackles as anybody else on the Hancock roster. And as we kind of get into the game here today, the defenses are really going to be the story. You know, which defense can maybe create a turnover, maybe which defense can get their team good good field position. It's a little blustery out here today.
It sure is.
So
kicking game is going to be affected by that as well.
That's right. So field position is going to be a real interesting thing to watch out for throughout the game today. And both defenses are definitely stout and looking to make their mark early, I think, as these two teams square off. And
you do have one of the best kicking games in the state on the Citrus side of the ball. Diego Morales, the kicker, is 4th in the state in field goal percentage at an 86% success rate, and he's never missed an extra point. He's tied for first place. So this win could affect both sides of the ball as well.
Absolutely.
And we're welcoming the military members onto the field, and we will now celebrate our colors with the playing of our national anthem.
Vandenberg Air Force Base and Community Bank of Santa Maria. We especially want to acknowledge the support of Community Bank of Santa Maria, who provided the sponsorship that allowed us to provide tickets to today's game for active duty military and veterans at no charge. As a community, we wish to say thank you to all the military personnel and their families, as well as all veterans who serve to protect and defend the rights that we hold so dear. We especially would like to welcome our friends at Vandenberg Air Force Base. Vandenberg is vitally important to our local economy and to our national interests, and our community appreciates every man and woman who proudly serves. This afternoon is one way that our community can say thank you. We would be remiss if we did not mention and pay tribute to our military men and women around the world, and especially everywhere that the war on terrorism continues to be fought. We want you to know that we appreciate your role in representing our country, and we support you. To kick off today's festivities, it is my honor to introduce Technical Sergeant Ryan Hudson from Vandenberg Security Forces to present our national anthem.
Test. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College for Game 10 of your Bulldog football season. The Bulldogs are 8-2 on the year, 4-0 in the American Pacific League, fighting for a sole possession of a championship for the first time in 20 years. CJ Silas alongside my broadcast partner Owen Main from fansmanship.com. The Bulldogs will be moving from left to right on your screen, wearing their Dodger blue uniforms with their gold numbers and their gold helmets. And the Owls of Citrus in their all whites with their red numbers and their gold and red helmets. Today's a big day for Chris Dutra as well, Owen.
Yeah.
If he wins today, in 17 years, it'll be his 100th victory as the head coach of the Bulldogs. A big day all around here on campus.
Absolutely. Last home game of the season, at least regular season home game of the season, maybe depending on the outcome today. And you have a lot of sophomores who are saying to themselves, man, this is the last time I'm going to lace it up. I think there's 24 sophomores on the roster, and a number of those guys, are going to go play at another level. A number of those guys might not either. And so this might be their last, competitive home football game that they play, maybe barring a men's league somewhere or something like that. So there's a lot riding on these kinds of games for these players, whether you're playing, at a four-year school, in high school, whatever. I still remember my last competitive football game that I played in, and it's not something you forget. Cause,
no, it's true.
Unlike other sports like basketball or something where you can go play, pick up, a pickup version of the game. Football doesn't really have that necessarily when it comes to this. So, a big day all around, a beautiful day out here in Santa Maria.
Diego Morales coming in for the kickoff, and it looks like the Owls won the coin toss. They will defer to the second half. The Bulldogs get to pick which side of the field they're on. Marquise Jackson drops the ball around the 10, and he's picked it up. He's running past the 15 to the 20, and he fumbles it inside the 25-yard line. And luckily for the Bulldogs, special teams recovered it. Looks like it was Kevin Miller who fell onto the ball, and the Bulldogs will start first possession of this 10th game of the season. It'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 24. Special teams has been a little bit of a problem for the Bulldogs, not only this year, but in the past couple years. And Chris Dutra's used a lot of kids as the punt and kick returners.
With that wind blowing, that's a hard
huge
kick to field, and smart play by the Hancock player to jump on the ball there and actually advance it a couple yards. Jimmy
Kelleher under center, leading the way for the Bulldogs on the 1st and 10 from their own 23. Right away, it's a give. DJ Whitmill bumps into one of his players but dives forward across the 35, and they started off first play from scrimmage, and it's a Bulldog first down.
Hancock had two wide receivers split out to the left and decided to run it right up the middle, trap play and power football to start off with, a gain of about 12 yards and a nice way to start for the Bulldogs.
And as you've been doing some of your research on this, the Bulldogs use a 3 running back system. That one was DJ Whitmill Jr., the kid out of North Kansas City High School. Into the game now is Raheem Skinner, and he gets the ball. Next up probably will be Isaac Bosley, the kid out of Napomo, that's done a great job, local kid for the Bulldogs. Not much of a gain on that play, a gain maybe of about 2. Welcome in, just getting underway from Allan Hancock College.
Yeah, nice runoff tackle there. Citrus was ready for that one on the short side of the field as they stop Hancock for just a couple of yards.
It does feel like football weather.
Doesn't it?
For sure. It's great.
It's great, yeah.
And Thanksgiving's just a couple weeks away, not even. And this one is Bosley, and he finds a hole up the middle, and he dives and pushes his way close to midfield, and it's just close, and it is. They're going to call it another Bulldog first down.
The Napomo High product getting a second effort, spinning off the tackler and gaining about 3 extra yards after the contact. That's what you like to see. And when you have a system of running backs where you have 2 or 3 different guys who are rotating every play or so, you're going to get guys who are fresh and who can make those plays like that.
And Bosley really didn't get much of a playing time in the first part of the season. It always takes Dutra a few weeks before he decides who he's going to use, but he's settled in on these 3. And this one is Whitmill Jr. Notice that Kelleher and the offense hasn't thrown the ball yet. The wind is definitely going to be a factor in offensive play choices on both sides.
And we talked about field position. When you talk about wind and a fall crisp game like this, Hancock doesn't throw the ball that much anyway. That time they tried to run to the left side, and Citrus, big number 93 out there, made a nice tackle.
Raheem Skinner coming in along with Laurent Gilchrist, who tends to be the blocking back most of the time. Raheem Skinner, the kid out of Clinton High School in North Carolina, 7 touchdowns this year, and he's definitely been a leader on the ground. It's a 2nd and 10. Backs are in the eye. Kelleher, this time he wants to pass. He finds Marquise Jackson, and it bounces right off of his hands.
Yeah, good pass, good throw. It's one of those where you worry about it. It was definitely a forward pass, but it was close enough where the Citrus players, after the pass was dropped, jumped on it. And, in the maybe case that it might have been a lateral, but it wasn't. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
And we're going to see some different wide receivers in the game today, Owen, because Nick Kimball is out. He's not out for the year, but he's out for this game, one of the most used wide receivers. And earlier in the season, Alex Checky, another local kid. He's gray-shirted. He got injured early on in the season. So we're going to see a lot probably of Jackson, a little bit of J.D. Ramirez, David Giroux, and Jacob Gianavisi as the wide receivers for the Bulldogs today. So probably not exactly what Chris Dutra wants, using some newer wide receivers, but that means we'll probably see the ball stay on the ground most of the way.
And it looks like Dominic Chance, the tight end out of Atascadero, is getting helped off the field after that.
Oh, wow. And he's an important part of this Bulldog squad. It's no score here. 12:30 remaining on the clock here in the first quarter. That was a 3rd and 10. After a couple first downs, Bulldogs kind of running into a wall here, and we'll see Jordan Pollard come in for a punt. This is going to be a tough way to punt right now, punting right into the wind. The one guy back, Henry Pidgeon, or Pidgey, the sophomore for the Owls, to field the punt.
Yeah, absolutely. Hancock ran the ball on 3rd and 10, and they actually got no yardage, and so they're going to be punting, trying to pin the Owls back in their own territory.
Pollard with the punt. He keeps it low. That was smart. It bounces inside the 30, and it pretty much takes a halt. And the Owls will take over 1st and 10 from their own 28.
Yeah, the grass is long here, and without a lot of momentum when it comes to punts in that direction, like you said, left to right from where we sit, you're not going to get a lot of momentum. You're not going to get a lot of bounce. In that case, he kept it low. That was the right idea. Might have liked to have gotten, I don't know, 5 or 10 more yards on it, but Citrus will take over there at the 27 or so yard line.
Well, defense really has been the name of the game for the Bulldogs over the past few weeks, and if you look at the scoreboard, the Bulldogs have held all of their opponents, besides their one game against Pierce, to under 15 points. So defensively, there's a strong point. There is a flag on the play. We'll see if it's a free play or not. It's an incomplete pass. It's interesting because Ron Ponciano has used 3 different quarterbacks all season, actually 4. Darian Lockett got most of the start last week, but Aaron Sandoval, the freshman out of Chino Hills High School, makes the nod for the start of this first quarter.
And flat out, Job dropped that pass. You know, that would have been a great way to start off the game.
Basir Job, right? An interception.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere,
he sure
right?
Is.
And it looks like no flag on that play. They picked it up or they declined it. Let's see here. There you go.
It'll be a 1st and 10. Yes, Basir Job, a huge component in this defense, the sophomore.
Yeah, good job in coverage on that play.
It'll be a 2nd and 10 for Sandoval in the offense. He's in the shotgun. He's got one in the slot. And right away, it's a give. His wide receiver finds a hole. Cervantes, the freshman running back out of John Muir High School in Pasadena. He's carried the ball 22 times this season. He's the first one to carry it for the Owls here in this first quarter with just 4.5 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, Citrus isn't a team that passes much either, but they've been spreading it out so far the first couple plays, and that time it got him a little room to run off the right side.
He gained 8 on the play. It'll be a 3rd and 2 for the Owls. Sandoval's in the gun again. Oh, this time he hands it off. Who is waiting for him? None other than J.D. Smith.
Yeah, absolutely. Hancock brought 2 linebackers on the blitz that time, kind of a run blitz maybe, to try to shore up some of those holes, and got him for loss of 1, maybe no gain. Really nice play by the defensive line and the linebackers to hold the Citrus running back, and Citrus goes 3 and out.
J.D. Smith, 23 tackles on the season, 16 assists, 3 sacks, and an interception, the sophomore out of Sheffield High School in Alabama. Marquise Jackson back to field the punt at the 35. And it's a high punt, and he calls for a fair catch. It bounces at the 27 and rolls out of bounds right around the 22.
Yeah, we talk about the kicking game, CJ, and 2 punts so far, and you see completely different, I guess, strategies. The Citrus punter kicked it real high, and it rolled for about 10 or 12 yards. That field position game is going to be an interesting thing, to keep an eye on throughout the first quarter, and when it switches at the second quarter and then again into the fourth quarter, to see what kind of momentum shift literally the wind can give you. A lot of players would say it's in their heads, but it might be real too.
Oh, I think it's real. Bulldogs with their 2nd possession of the game. First play from scrimmage right away. A nice run play up the middle, and it's a Bulldog first down.
Yeah, it was that DJ Whitmell, and he hit the linebacker about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage and dragged him for about another 6 yards. Earned the Hancock first down, and the Bulldogs get another first down early.
4 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. Both teams have already had their first possessions of the game. And on the first play from scrimmage, it's a first down. And this time, Skinner with the ball. And you'll notice 28, 26, and 29, those are their numbers.
Yeah.
When their shirts start rolling up a little, you're going to get a little confused, but don't feel bad about it. It happens to me every week.
That was 28. That was Bosley, I think.
Nope,
No,
that was
26.
Skinner.
Oh, man, I'm already messed up on it. That was Skinner, and he dragged him for about 3 yards. Again, Hancock keeping it simple early on, going into the wind, letting their big linemen up front do the work and trying to move them down the field.
Giroux and looks like Ramirez on the near side. They're set up as wide receivers. And this time, Skinner's got it. He rolls across the 45. What a nice play and a first down for the Bulldogs.
Nice run. Again, he's hitting the hole. The play was to the left side of the line, and Bosley cut back and made a nice run after the catch. Again, kind of spun after the first contact and got up all the way to the 47-yard line. Hancock's rolling a little bit. Definitely some rushing momentum up the middle, and this has got to wear on a team, whoever they're playing. I know Citrus has a good defense, but you keep running the ball like this, and by the end of the day, it's going to be good news for you.
Split wide receivers, Jackson on the far side, Giroux on the near side. It's a handoff play to Whitmill Jr., and he runs into a traffic load of Owls for not much gain. Chris Dutra has been using his running game year after year after year, and that he's had guys like Cameron Artis-Payne and some kids that have been going on to four-year colleges. Malik Williams, also another one that's spent a lot of time running the ball and catching the ball. When Chris Dutra finds his weapons, he tends to stay with them because he knows somebody's going to do something and make a big play.
Yeah, that was an interesting little trap play kind of off the wing and got about a yard.
It's a 2nd and 9. And he's rolling out on the play action near side, looking for Kevin Stark. Incomplete.
Yeah, that passing game so far, 2 plays, 2 guys who were open and 2 incomplete passes. The wind is not helpful, but those are both plays that were open, and if they keep running the ball like they have been, they'll continue to be open. It's a 3rd and long here, and it'll be interesting to see whether they actually try to pass it down the field into the wind or whether they go up the middle again and see if they can't break for 7 or 8 yards and set up even a short 4th down play.
Well, it was nice to see Kelleher with the confidence to pass the ball and Dutra giving him that.
Yep.
It's a 3rd and 9, and this time Skinner gets it. He's crossed the sticks, still moving into Owl territory, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it might be coming back. It's in the area of holding, and we'll see what happens.
That was Bosley with the ball.
It was a nice draw play. It was, draw on a 3rd and long is a good play call, and they had the first down. I don't even think the hold needed to necessarily happen if it was a hold.
Bosley is the smallest of the 3 running backs, Owen, but he's the one that's the hardest to tackle. There's something about that kid. He does not go down easy.
Absolutely, and again, when you're running only every 3rd play, when you're getting the ball, a little bit less often, you can get a little bit more into those plays. With the holding call, it was a little past the line of scrimmage, so Hancock's going to be faced with what, like a 3rd and 15 here?
3rd and 15. Ball moves back to the 43. 8:10 on the clock in the first. The clock is moving fast. No score here. C.J. Silas and Owen Main. Kelleher wants to pass. He is looking downfield for Marquise Jackson, but the defender gets in front of him for an interception, and he is still running. Nicholas Leon intercepts it, and he runs across the field all the way to the far sideline. And it's the first turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, Kelleher not too happy about the interception that he threw, chased down the defensive back and actually kind of slinged him out of bounds. There's a flag on the far side. I don't know if they're going to call a horse collar or if they're going to call maybe an unsportsmanlike for after the play. Kelleher really threw that one up. Again, when you throw it up high into the wind, it's likely to be underthrown in conditions like this, and that's kind of what ended up happening. It wasn't a bad-looking throw. It wasn't a duck. It wasn't wobbling. It was
floating,
a spiral.
though, a little bit.
It was floating,
yeah.
and into this wind. It's probably about 20 miles an hour straight into their face. That's going to be maybe something that happens sometimes. And
Jackson was kind of out of position. He was behind the DB.
Yeah.
If he had stepped in front of him, he might have been able to catch it.
Right, and even judging whether the ball's going to get there is kind of a hard thing to do. And that DB made it. Okay. So it's personal foul against Hancock. But to complete my thought, the DB did a really nice job.
Wow.
Number 24 there did a really nice job. Leon did a great job of going up and getting the ball at its apex, and the Hancock player actually had a step or two on him if the ball would have let him, but it's really hard to lead somebody in this wind.
And you haven't seen much of this level of football. You do see a lot of unsportsmanlike and a lot of late hit type things. You
Okay.
just hope by the 10th game of the year, in an important game like this, they can keep their heads. 1st and 10 for the Owls. After the penalty, they move all the way to the Bulldog 44, and it's a handoff from Sandoval.
Yeah, there's that read out of the shotgun or the pistol, if you will, and that penalty not only gave him 15 yards, but it flips the field position. It gets them from on their own side of the 50 over to their into Hancock territory, and now there's a little momentum in Citrus's favor.
Graves, the carrier, gets 3. It's now 2nd and 7 with 7:25 remaining in the first. No score from Allan Hancock College. You are listening to Bulldog Football. CJ Silas and Owen Main from fansmanship.com. Sandoval, another give. It looks like it's to Graves again. And he finds a hole, and it looks like it's going to be Owls' first down of the game.
Yeah, they ran that play to the left the play before. It worked. Why not run it to the right? And it's the same play out of the pistol. They have a fullback in front of the quarterback and a running back behind the quarterback in the shotgun, kind of a half shotgun, if you will. And the running back still got some momentum to hit that hole hard, and Citrus has a first down.
Graves is a freshman from Thomas Jefferson High School in L.A. He's only had 141 yards on the season, but he has carried it 57 yards, so he's definitely a back they're using. We'll see how much he can do today. 1st and 10. Another run play for the Owls. And probably a gain of 4.
Up the middle, and as long as they're hitting it, they're going to keep going to it. The tough part about that run play when you're the defensive end coming off the far side there is you have to read the quarterback, because if you get sucked in and try to make that tackle on the running back, then that quarterback will keep it and run it around the right end. So that quarterback's eyes are up, and he's doing a great job of seeing what's going on.
2nd and 6 for the Owls from the Bulldog 29. In motion is Whittem. From the pistol, once again to Graves. Graves finds a little bit, but guess who's waiting for him? One of the best in the game, Osa Omakaro.
Yeah, Omakaro made a great play on that. Again, defensive linemen sometimes take a minute or two to get used to a blocking scheme, and Hancock did a great job in that first drive, but they've kind of given up, about 20 or 30 yards on this one so far, maybe settling in here.
A gain of maybe 1 on the play. 3rd and 5. No score here. First quarter. From the pistol, it's Sandoval again. This time, he gives it to another running back on the crew.
26.
Also, Ron Ponciano uses a lot of different running backs as well. This one was a defensive back from the roster, Michael Orantes Jr. Doesn't even have an offensive statistic, but he's the guy carrying the ball on that play.
It's 4th and 3, and they're going for it.
Going for it on 4th and short. Ball's on the 25.
Trying to get him to jump off sides.
Sandoval looking to the sideline, calling out his plays. Play clock's down to 9. He's going to pass it on a 4th and 3. That's gutsy. Great defense by Steven Sings. And there's a flag on the play.
Yikes.
Looked clean to me.
Yeah, it looked pretty clean as well. The receiver did a nice little hook route. There was a little bit of contact as he turned, but the defensive back got his left arm in there, knocked the ball straight down. It looked like a pretty clean play. Sometimes that right hand can kind of get on the back jersey, and from our angle, it was kind of hard to tell whether he was tugging on the back of that jersey. That flag came in from the place where you would have been able to tell if he was. Again, tough play, tough break for Hancock. Their second penalty, I guess, of this drive technically, maybe the first one of this drive, but the second one to impact this drive, and Citrus is going to have a first down here deep in the red zone.
Yeah, it's a face mask. Steven Sings, the defensive back out of Vance High School, Charlotte, North Carolina, coming into the game, 26 tackles, 19 assists, and interception. The 6'3" freshman has been an important piece of the Hancock defense. 1st and 10 for the Owls. Deep in Bulldog territory. No score. 4:47 remaining in the first. Wow.
Tough break, and it wasn't necessarily even on the pass breakup. I think it was a little bit before that where that illegal hands to the face.
So it wasn't against Sings. Sandoval gives it to Orantes Jr. He gets inside the 10. Orantes Jr., 5'9", sophomore from Chino Hills High School. He's listed as a defensive back, he's not even on the offensive depth chart, and he's getting some play from the running back position.
Number 29 there is a load. I think it might be Matt. Is it? No, it's not him. No, yeah. It's 28, 29, yeah. He's a load, though. He's a load to tackle, CJ.
2nd and 5. This one goes to Devin Floyd, the sophomore out of Citrus Hills High School. He's got 148 carries this season, 580 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he does have 6 fumbles for the Owls.
Yeah, they have some stout running backs
wow,
there. They're
right?
tough to bring down for the Hancock safeties or linebackers there. 3rd and 3 here.
3:45 on the clock. Bulldogs defense trying to hold him on this 3rd and 4. This time, Floyd gets it again. He finds a hole and dives into the end zone. I don't see the touchdown signal. It looks like he was tackled, his knee down right on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, what a great second effort. You know, Hancock hit him right as he got close to the 1st down marker. He dove forward and dragged 1 or 2 players in blue all the way down to the 1-yard line. Tried to stretch out to get to the end zone. Not quite enough, but Citrus has a 1st and goal right at the 1 there.
The Owls in the red zone for their first time today. First quarter winding down at 3 minutes. And Floyd slides with his right foot. He might have even lost a couple yards.
You know, when it's 1st and goal at the 1, I'll never understand somebody trying to shift and move laterally, especially when you're built like he is. You just got to put your head down and nuzzle in and find a crack or a gap somewhere, or just run somebody over. He's been doing it all drive, but decides to shuffle sideways and loses a couple of yards.
He loses it. It's 2nd and goal now from the 4. 2:41 remaining, no score. First quarter, Owls threatening. Sandoval in the pistol with Floyd. 2 wide receivers on the far side. He's going to keep it, but he's in trouble. And he fumbles it. Still rolling. And it looks like the Bulldogs have recovered the fumble. What a play for Allan Hancock College. Wow, the Owls are in the red zone. Connor Epley has been a stud on the defense this season.
The Sandy Inez High product. Wow, what a play. You know, the quarterback for Citrus tried to keep it. He was going down at about the 4-yard line. Would have just been for maybe a 1-yard gain, but chose to try to lateral the ball to nobody in particular, and a poor decision there that ends up with Hancock getting the ball deep in their own zone and avoiding giving up any touchdowns or any points with Citrus in the red zone.
This could be a huge momentum shift here with 2:24 remaining in the first. No score. Bulldogs take over as Connor Epley recovers a fumble, and the Bulldogs come in 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. First place from scrimmage, looks like it's Whitmill Jr. He gains a nice 6 yards on that.
You are not wrong about those numbers as I try to figure out who's who. Yeah, a nice little shuffle there. You know, Whitmill kind of had his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and kind of turned them in order to get through that hole. Got himself about 7 yards.
Everybody teases me, but I try to figure out what socks they're wearing,
No,
and that
true.
helps me too.
Absolutely.
Everybody teases me. This time, it's Skinner. He finds a 1st down at a hole, and he's tackled all the way out to the 29-yard line. Bulldogs pushing it.
Yeah, right up the middle again. Fresh legs from the running back, and he's able to scamper and squirt right through the linebacking core. And when there's defensive backs that are having to make most of your tackles on defense on running plays up the middle, that's probably not a good sign. Hancock gets another 1st down here.
Looks like it's going to be a pitcher's duel here at Hancock College. That means it's going to be a defensive battle. First quarter winding down, no score. Who's going to be the first to score? Isaac Bosley with a huge run over 14 yards and another Bulldog 1st down.
I think they've run 3 plays since they had the ball at the 10-yard line, all runs up the middle, and they've gotten the ball about 32 yards up the field from there. Not a bad way to start the drive. Again, Hancock's been able to get it up to around midfield. Let's see if they can maybe finish this drive.
And at any level of football, the middle's the hardest place to go, but they're finding a way to spread some holes. Guys like Smith Parrott and Lasone Smith making holes on the offensive line.
When you keep that scheme simple, that's sometimes what happens.
Yep. You got Shamar Parker, Jamil Viad, and Jatavian Powell all helping out on the line of scrimmage for the offense this season.
Another run up the middle there.
That was Skinner. Actually, J.J. Whitmill. Now Skinner coming in on the gain of 2. It's a 2nd and 8 from the Bulldog 44, 35 seconds and counting on the game clock in the first. The play clock is down to 16. No score. This time Skinner's in the backfield. Kelleher under center. He gives it to Skinner. Skinner finds a hole on the right. He's still moving. Not enough for a first down, but he's dropped at the 50.
You know, Hancock's been doing a great job of moving the ball, I guess, within their own territory. Once they get at or around the 50-yard line, both of their drives so far have stalled. It'll be interesting to see if they can maybe get this first down and maybe make a move into Citrus territory here. The Owls have been stout once they get their backs against their own territory.
Stout like oatmeal? Oatmeal stout?
Stout like their running back.
Sorry, I went right to the beer. It'll be a 3rd and 2 as the first quarter winds down. No score. We will take a quick timeout. You are listening to Bulldog football's 10th game of the season, and there is no score here in the first quarter. You're listening to Bulldog football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Coast Hills Credit Union. With a field of membership from Santa Cruz to Ventura counties, Coast Hills is one of the largest independently owned financial institutes on the Central Coast. Lending time, effort, and financial support to the people on the Central Coast is what we do, and we love it. That's why at Coast Hills, every day is another great day. Go Bulldogs!
Signcraft. When it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. Signcraft treats customers like family. Welcome back to Allan Hancock College. No score after 1 quarter of play. Nice to have Kevin Walters, president of Allan Hancock College, in the booth with us, hanging out, wearing his Dodger Hancock blue. It's now a 3rd and 2. Kelleher gives it to Bosley. He dives right across the 48, and it looks like he got a Bulldog first down.
A patient run by Bosley that time. You know, Hancock running backs have been hitting the hole hard so far this game, but he kind of waited for that run to develop a little bit, waited for his guard, I think, to pull around and let his guys get in front of him, able to get that first down for Hancock.
No score here, just beginning the second quarter of play. CJ Silas, and in case you don't recognize the name, Owen Main from fansmanship.com, sitting in as my color commentator, one of my other color commentators from the season, President Walters in the booth as well. 1st and 10. Whitmill Jr., the carrier, and he gets a big 8 yards on that first down play.
You know, there's no score in this game, but you get the feeling when you can run the ball up the middle for 7, 8, 10, 12, 14 yards a clip on first down, man, it opens up so much, and it kind of makes you not want to go away from that until they stop it if you're the coach.
2nd and short. Skinner lined up behind Stark in the I formation. Kelleher under center. He gives it to Skinner. Skinner squeaks through on the right side, but I don't think it's enough for a first down, though he does gain a couple.
Yeah, that was that patient run again, and that time Citrus was able to stop it up, the safety number 1. Looks like Piget was able to make that play. It was a good play by the safety to close that hole up early, setting up a short 3rd down for Hancock.
Bosley coming in now on the 3rd and a short 2. No score here. Game 10 of the season. Big stuff on the line here for the Bulldogs with a win. 20 years it's been since the Bulldogs had a sole championship, and they would do that with a win today. Right now they're tied with Antelope Valley. Kelleher on the keeper, and it looks like he might have gotten enough, Owen, for that first down.
Yeah, he faked to the fullback and then just followed him on the right side. All the linemen blocked down, and he was able to lean forward for that first down. When you have a short yardage situation, whether it's a 3rd down and short or 4th and short, it's nice to know that the quarterback can run that play and lean forward. And it gives them a different look as well if they ever want to run the option to the right side too.
It is a first down for the Bulldogs. Whitmill Jr. in the backfield. Tristan Guilford, the sophomore wide receiver. We see him for the first time and probably all season. DJ Whitmill takes it. He runs to the left and gets at least 4 yards on the play.
That's one of those things where if you're Citrus, you feel like you stopped it up pretty well, but in the end, it's a 4-yard gain for Hancock, and 4 yards times 3, last time I checked, is a first down.
Here comes Skinner. After a 3-yard gain, it'll be a 2nd and 7. No score, 12:36 remaining in the first half. Bulldogs and the Owls of Citrus College. Skinner runs into some traffic. No gain on the play. Tristan Guilford saw more action last year, Owen, than he had Eisenhower High School out of Houston, Texas. The sophomore, 5'11", 160. And Dutra is going to use a number of wide receivers, if he even throws it today.
Well, and here's the thing. Those wide receivers' job, their most important job in a game like this, and with a team like Hancock that really likes to run the ball, maybe to block on the edge, because when their running back can get through those linebackers to be able to block a safety or to block their cornerback, can be the difference between a 10-yard gain and one of their running backs, one of their really good running backs, taking it all the way to the house.
A 3rd and 6, Bosley in the backfield. He gives it to Bosley. He finds a hole and another Bulldog first down.
Yeah, Bosley knew that he was close to the first down marker there and stayed up for an extra yard or two. Really made that effort. Again, maybe I'll stop harping on it at some point, but to me, this is the first real look I've gotten at these guys this year, and that rotation of running backs really does make a difference when it comes to running the ball over and over again.
It does work, and they bring in the play every time, and each of them has their favorite defensive back as well, whether it's Stark or Gilchrist. This time Whitmill Jr., and he finds 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, Jamil Viad made a nice block there, the sophomore from New York.
11:02 remaining here in the first half. Still no score. The last time the Bulldogs got this close to the end zone was in the first quarter, and that's when Kelleher threw his interception. The Bulldogs now trying again on the 2nd and 7 from their own 24. Looks like Skinner finds a big hole on the left side, and it's another Bulldog first down.
Man, the center there, Smith and Parrott on the left side. Smith, the center, Parrott, the left guard, are just doing a real nice job of opening things up and being able to give those Hancock running backs ample space in the inside to rip off those big runs.
And it could be Smith Parrott. Because isn't that funny? Kobe
Smith
Parrott
Parrott
and
Smith
LaSone
Parrott,
Smith. Yeah. First and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 12. Another run play, but this time it's not as successful as those that have been the rest of the day so far.
Yeah, number 43 there made Atanawa made a big hit there, hit it head to head with the running back and stopped him in his tracks.
There are 2 43s on the roster here for Citrus, so we're going to give Atanawa all of the stats. 10 tackles and 16 assists and half a sack, because who knows?
And maybe a couple rushes on the other end. Who knows?
A gain of 1 on the play, 2nd and 9. This one, play action. He's in trouble. He keeps it. Kelleher finds a hole, and he dives into the end zone, and it is a Bulldog touchdown. Jimmy Kelleher, an 11-yard keeper and a touchdown for the sophomore quarterback, first score of the game.
A nice long drive by Hancock there where they kept running it up the middle. They probably had about 10 plays in a row where they rushed the ball up the middle. Citrus said, that's enough of this. We're not going to let you rush up in the middle anymore. They put an extra guy or two in the box, and Kelleher's able to boot out to the right side and scamper into the end zone.
Jimmy Kelleher, a running touchdown for the sophomore, 12 yards, Pollard with the kick, and it's good. It's 7-0 Bulldogs. Allan Hancock on the board first here in the first half with 9:29 remaining. Bulldogs lead the Owls of Citrus 7-0. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
The Allan Hancock College Foundation. The foundation continues to support Hancock students. This spring, the foundation awarded a record $537,000 to nearly 370 students, including some student athletes.
Signcraft. When it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. Signcraft treats customers like family.
Papa John's, the official pizza provider for Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza.
Bulldogs.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College, where the Bulldogs lead it 7-0 after a Jimmy Kelleher keeper running to the right side, a 12-yard touchdown run for the quarterback, and the Bulldogs kick it off to Citrus, and they get it back to the 18-yard line. I don't expect to see much scoring in this game today. Something in my gut is telling me that could be one of the lone touchdowns we see with the weather we've got.
Yeah, and when Kelleher rolled out, he had 3 receivers on that side, and they were all covered up real nicely. But with the play action, whoever was supposed to be spying on him was caught up in the wash in the middle, and Kelleher was able to cut back against the grain and get into that end zone.
Owls come on the field. No score for them so far this season, this game. A nice defensive play by the Bulldogs. Osa Omakaro celebrating it. That'll be a loss of a couple yards for the Owls, who trail it 7-0 with 9:08 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, you get the feeling that Hancock really takes a lot of pride in getting stops like that, getting themselves off the field on defense, because in a game like this, you don't want to be that team that's on the field, even if you're holding the other team not scoring. You want to get off the field, get on the field, get off the field quick in order to rest your defense.
So we have a new quarterback in. It's Darian Lockett. He started last week. And this time, a pass on the far side is complete to Cervantes. And he runs out of bounds near the sticks. Not sure if it's a first down, but J.D. Smith with the tackle.
Yeah, Cervantes was able to get outside, and Smith chasing him down, but Cervantes was quick to get around the edge. He got the edge. He didn't quite get to the first down, but he definitely got the edge and got a good gain there on first.
2nd and 8 for the Owls. They're 3-6 on the season, 2-2 in the American Pacific League, looking to be spoilers against the Bulldogs. 2nd and 3. From the shotgun is Lockett. He wants to pass. Another quick pass intended for Graves, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, Graves looked open on that one, and the quarterback kind of threw it into the ground at his feet. I'm not sure if he thought that there was somebody out there, but if he would have been able to put that on his numbers, he might have had a little bit of room to run. Instead, it's 4th down, and Citrus looks like they're bringing on their punt team.
I feel like I missed it down. Somehow I feel like I'm a down behind. Yeah, and it can happen. It's 4th and 3 for the Owls. They are trailing 7-0 with 8:04 remaining in the first half. Marquise Jackson back to field the punt. He's at the 42, and the kick is up. It bounces at the 46. He lets it roll, and there will be some Owls that'll down it at the 32, where the Bulldogs will take over. The defense is pumped up. It'll be interesting to see how they react now.
Yeah. The Citrus defense has been on the field for most of this game already.
They sure have.
When you talk about time of possession, and Hancock's really has an opportunity here to go up a couple of scores if they can put together a good drive here. It was a good punt. It actually rolled more than I thought it would. The wind kind of died down for just a second for that special teams play.
Eight minutes remaining in the second quarter, 7-0 Bulldogs. The Owls trying to pump up their own defense. The Bulldogs, a 1st and 10 from Citrus's 32. Right away, Bosley carries it, and he's pushed out of bounds right around the 40. He'll just be shy of the first down. Kelleher looking to the sideline for his next offensive play. DJ Whitmill Jr. bringing the play in. Second and 2. Whitmill Jr. running to the right, gets a first down, and he's tackled at the 47. Just enough and a little more for Whitmill Jr., the freshman out of Kansas City.
Bruising, power I formation, running up the middle. The fullback went and took out a linebacker, and the running back gets to read the play. And these running backs have been very good at reading where those holes are opening up, where to bounce it, where to keep it up the middle, ripping off big gains time after time.
Curious to see what the offensive numbers are from the first quarter, knowing that Citrus is such a tough defense, Owen.
Yeah.
Number 3 in the state, only allowing 255 yards offensively per game and only 16.2 points for the opposition. That one, a run play, not much of a gain for the Bulldogs. Skinner coming out.
Yeah, it was a good play there by number 33 on Citrus, who did a good job of stuffing that hole. You know, Citrus has shown signs of being able to stop that running game, but when it's play after play, time after time, and you start adding those up, is Giovanni Hugh, who made a nice play on that one. But the Hancock offensive line overall is really wearing down the Citrus guys, and it's the first half still for sure, but that adds up over time.
2nd and 10. It's a pitch on the right. Bosley with it. And he runs into a traffic jam, and most of the traffic is wearing white.
Yeah, first pitch out I've seen of the game so far today, and not successful. You see the speed of Citrus's defense on that play, being able to track down Bosley on the 2nd and long play, and Hancock doesn't get any yardage, brings up 3rd and long now. For the Bulldogs. Again, they've been running up the middle all game, you know, and why wouldn't you just keep doing that in terms of the yardage you're getting? Well, they stopped him at the middle on the last play. Now it's time to kind of probe and see how the outside looks, and it didn't look too open on that play.
3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 47. Whitmill behind Stark in the backfield. Kelleher's going to pass, looking right away for his intended receiver, Giovannissi, and it's complete at the 47 of Citrus. Not enough for a first down.
That was a nifty catch, though, by Giovannissi. It was one of those plays, like an 8-yard stop, where the quarterback throws it before the receiver stops, or before the receiver's even looking. He stopped, he turned around, he got one hand on it, flipped it up to himself, made the play, but wasn't able to escape the tackle, bringing up a 4th and 3, and Hancock's going to punt with the wind at their backs.
5:03 on the clock. Pollard coming in. He punts it. Piggy lets it roll into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, it's hard to judge when you're punting with the wind at your back. It's hard to get that ball to stop right where you want it. Get some numbers here.
Yeah, from the first quarter.
Hancock has 3 players who have over 30 yards rushing, led by Bosley with 52 on 8 carries, Whitmill with 44 on 8 carries. Raheem Skinner's got 7 carries for 38 yards. Most of that yardage is coming up the middle, and everybody's averaging over 5 yards a carry. So when you have numbers like that, you got to feel pretty good if you're the Hancock coach and players about what you're getting and how you're getting it so far this game.
Speaking of coach, Chris Dutra in his 17th season with the Bulldogs, if he wins it today, it'll be his 100th win as the head man for the Bulldog football team. Local kid, played here at Hancock.
It's one of those rushes where you get stopped early on, you try to break out of it and spin out of it, you find yourself running backwards and get tackled again. Maybe just going down in the first place in that case might have been better. Instead, you lose about a yard and a half, and it brings up 2nd and 11.
Floyd,
Citrus.
the ball carrier, Devin Floyd, the sophomore. 2nd and 11 now for Citrus. They've got 4:22 left here in the first half to make something happen, trailing to the Bulldogs 7-0. Darian Lockett, the quarterback here in the second quarter. Aaron Sandoval started the game for the Owls, and he keeps it. He tries to hurdle over one of the DBs. It looks like it's Edgewan Works, and he's not going to make it over that kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Good play by the DB, kind of spying him. It was a two-step drop and realized there was nothing there. Maybe a design draw play, able to run it up the middle. Hancock was all over it. You know, Citrus isn't a team that throws it a lot either, CJ, but they've been spreading it out so far, at least with their looks, threatening to pass the ball. They might have to pass it on 3rd and 9 here.
3rd and 9, 3:40 remaining in the first half. Citrus with the ball trailing 7-0. Lockett in the pistol. It's a high snap, but he holds on to it. He wants to pass. He's in trouble. He gets the pass off. It's downfield intended for Jacob Bystry, incomplete.
Yeah, we talked about Epley recovering that fumble earlier. He put the hurt on the quarterback on that one, coming off the left edge. The quarterback saw him, got rid of the ball a little bit early. Maybe that had something to do with the throw. I'm sure the wind isn't helpful going downfield either, and it brings up a 4th and long for Citrus. Another good defensive series by the Hancock defense.
And we've been saying that all season, especially the second half of the year. The Bulldogs have really turned it on, really right when Pacific League play started. The Bulldog defense just turned it on to their highest volume. The punt is up, and Jackson lets it drop at the 44, and it rolls to the 35-yard line. The Bulldogs will come in on a 1st and 10 from their own 35 with 3:19 remaining in the first half. Neither team has used a timeout, and the Bulldogs lead it 7-0 here. Big game, bowl game on the line. The Bulldogs did secure co-championship with the American League Pacific's Antelope Valley. They're playing later on tonight, and if the Bulldogs win, they are the outright champs for the first time in 20 years. 1st and 10, Kelleher under center, backs in the eye. Right away, he gives it to Skinner, and he's dropped at the 40 for a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, again, Citrus kind of clogging up the middle and Skinner bouncing it outside at the angle. Was able to still get, like I said, if they're averaging 4, 5, 6 yards a carry, Hancock's going to be happy with that all game, especially when they're rotating guys. They're on pace to have 3 guys get close to 100 yards. I don't know if they've done that yet this year, but it seems like the kind of offense that you could really make that happen.
You come in so optimistic for your first game, Owen.
Well, the way this is going, the way it looks so far,
right.
They're right there.
Hey, if they're going to play their best football of the year right now, this is the time to do it. On the play action, Kelleher rolls to the right, and he looks like he had his receiver, Jackson, but he drops it.
A little bit low on the throw, but that's where you want to miss if you're going to throw that on the run. Not an easy throw to make. He got enough on it, but just a little bit short of Jackson. He had a man coming across the middle too, but again, rolling to your right, you'd really have to plant and throw that, and he threw off his wrong foot. Not a horrible throw. It's definitely where you want to miss if you're going to miss with a throw like that.
3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Giroux and Jackson, the wide receivers, they're split. Kelleher under center. He gives it to Bosley. Bosley runs to the right, and it's not going to be not even close to enough for a first down. So here comes Jordan Pollard and the punting team.
Yeah, you see some of these 3rd and long plays. Hancock's running the ball, and why not? They're getting 8, 10 yards on a lot of their running plays, and I get the feeling that on a play like that, if you can get it, it's 4th and 4 now. But if they could get it within 4th and 2, 4th and 1, you get the feeling that that's a 4th down that they might go for around midfield, given how this game's going. Instead, they're punting it away with the wind at their back.
On the 4th and 4, Pollard gets a punt off. He keeps it kind of low, not bad. It bounces at the 26. And it's rolling. Citrus will let it roll inside the 15. So they'll have 1 minute and 52 seconds to try to do something here on the offense.
The punter did a great job, Pollard, there of getting the right kind of spin on the ball. With the wind at your back, the ball's going to carry. You want to get some top spin on that thing so it rolls and you get your guys a chance to down it where they want to. And they got the ball inside the 15-yard line, right on the 14 there.
Pollard's funded it up over 1,600 yards this season. He's had a lot of work and spent a lot of time kicking that football this season. 1:52 remaining in the first half. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Citrus from their own 14. On the pass play, Ben Wilcombe taps it, and looks like Jalen Burgess, an interception for a Bulldog touchdown.
Wow.
Ben Wilcombe tipped it.
2 flags.
Burgess intercepted it, and he ran in for a 14-yard touchdown. We'll see if it stands with flags on the play.
Yeah, there might be some kind of crackback block or hold on the return there. What a play by Wilcombe. The quarterback, again, kind of lofted that thing up into the wind. Yeah, Wilcombe made a great play there from Arroyo Grande High School. His brothers actually played basketball here, like Matt Wilcombe plays at Arizona Christian now, basketball, from Hancock. And it looks like the play is likely, well, they're still talking about it down here. It was a great athletic play by Wilcombe, though, to tap it up in the air to his safety there, his DB, number 27.
So the interception stands, but the run back doesn't,
right,
because the play happened after the Wilcombe tip and the interception by Burgess. His first interception of the season, so Bulldogs will take over. They'll have a 1st and 10 with 1:38 remaining in the first half.
Burgess, the Columbus, Georgia native, was able to, run that around the left side. They're going to let the touchdown stand.
What? Okay, so there you have it. Huge news. It's you never know. We'll take that. Jalen Burgess, a 14-yard touchdown after an interception, makes it 13-0, and Jordan Pollard comes in for the extra point. Yeah. Sometimes even we get confused. And I'm not going to say it's the first time.
And it won't be the last for me.
No.
Just
because it looked to me like whatever the penalty was, it happened on the run back. But
yeah, I mean, it could have been the defense doing something like grabbing a face mask, defensive holding, some other thing like that.
But there were 2 flags at totally different places on the field.
Yeah, yeah, and I was and and I was talking during the ref talking
That's okay.
about it. So
That's okay.
I can learn how to shut up sometimes.
No, that's fine. Jordan Pollard with the extra point. All that matters is that the Bulldogs have a 14-0 lead.
What a hole.
With 1:38 remaining in the first half. Bulldogs fired up and another flag.
I just got to say, Logan Armstrong, the holder there, made a great play. The snap was actually over his right shoulder. He had to bring the ball all the way back down and put it down. Good concentration by the kicker. And the kicker did get run into or roughed right after the kick there. Because of the little extra time it took, somebody had a little bit more time to get closer to the kick. The kick was good, but it's going to be, I think, a roughing the kicker here. Personal foul probably.
And they'll just, yep, it is personal foul. They will take the extra point, and then they will
kick it into the end zone, hopefully.
They'll step back 5 yards or more, actually.
Maybe 15, yeah.
15
let's
on the
look
kickoff.
and see. If it is 15, with the wind at your back, you got to hope that that ball gets into and maybe out of the end zone if you're able to kick it that far.
You never see Chris Dutra running, but he was running up the sideline to tell his special team something. That was cool. He needed that message to get across to his guys. He ran over and told Jordan Pollard something with 1:38 remaining here in the first half and a 14-0 Allan Hancock Bulldog lead.
Yeah, I don't know if he told him to kick it through the end zone or maybe he told him to try to pop it up, into about the 5-yard line. His guys are going to be able to get down there real quick, and they might be able to pin him, inside the 20 if they can.
And it was 15 yards.
He's kicking off from the Citrus 40 or 50.
Wow.
Where's he kicking off? He's still walking. He's still, I don't know where he's going.
I think Pollard's just going to just walk the ball and put it down where he wants to put it with the wind the way it is today. We appreciate you watching our webcast here at athletics.allanhancockcollege.edu. It's 14-0 Bulldogs with the lead. Owen Maines sitting in as my broadcast partner, CJ Silas. And once again, 10 straight weeks, Brian Dill, my technical director and pretty much the big bad boss. We call him Dill Pickle. He has his hunting. No, he's got his Crocodile Dundee hat on.
That's a lake hat right there if I've ever seen one.
It's something.
Yeah.
Pollard will put the ball on the tee at the 50 midfield.
I saw the coach put his hand in the air, put one finger in the air, try to pop it up here. They're going to try to pop it up down, I think, to maybe the 10-yard line or so, and see if they're able to pin him back. It'll be interesting to see, since this is not a regular kick for a kicker to make, but with the wind at your back, with only with only a minute and a half left, it might be a good idea to just pop it up real high in the air on this.
I have to say, the defense on the sideline is more pumped up than I've seen him in a while. Basiru Joby, Jalen Burgess, and there is a flag on the play. Well, because he kicked it out of bounds, which actually isn't bad because it's going to be a long way to go for the Owls with just 1:38 remaining on the clock here in the first half.
So it's a double-edged sword to tell your kicker to kick it up high in the air. It's not something he does a lot of the time. Now he kicks it out of bounds, and Citrus is going to get the ball at the 35 instead of just getting him down in the 20 or the 25 if they would have kicked it out of the back of the end zone. It's a little bit of a risk and reward, and you got to trust your kicker to do it. Instead, the kicker kicks it out of bounds, and where are they going to put it?
We're
are they going to put it at
watching.
the 15? No, the ball went out of bounds. It's got to be, I would think it's going to be at the 30-35. But, yeah.
Interesting to see.
Was there a different flag, too? Was there?
There was a second flag.
Oh, there was. Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
You didn't see it because of this wonderful post right in your way.
Hey, it's keeping the wind out of my face.
It is. Thanks for the windscreen, by the way. Dominic Chance, the sophomore, he's not only a wide receiver, but he works on the defense as well. The Atascadero High kid on crutches on the sideline. He's been an interesting and important component. He's got 3 touchdowns this season. And with him and Nick Kimball out, the wide receiver core, we're seeing guys like Jacob Genovese and David Giroux lining it up offensively for the Bulldogs. Did you think that was the referees trying to say something? I thought so too. Both Owen and I stopped talking.
You said it very officially.
Well, here's the deal. We're so used to Charles Summers on the mic as the stadium announcer or Doug Nelson that when we hear the person who's doing it today, which I hate to say it, I don't remember his name.
That's okay.
But he's doing it, and I think he's on the board at Allan Hancock, and he used to do PA, but he does sound over this mic a little bit like the officials
very much
do
like
from
a ref.
the field.
Yeah,
He does,
absolutely,
he does.
absolutely. Maybe that's a second profession. Maybe
right?
Put a white hat on and make some announcements.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Owls from the 20. from the shotgun. Lockett, the quarterback, hands it off to Floyd.
Yeah, that was out of the pistol again, and early in the timeout. We had a timeout, Hancock.
First timeout used this half. The Bulldogs using their first of 3 with 1:28 remaining in the half. We will take a quick timeout. Bulldogs lead at 14-0. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Homeowner Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main in Santa Maria, Homeowners helps you find new roads.
Papa John's, the official pizza provider of Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. The Santa Maria Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is the largest business organization in northern Santa Barbara County. The Chamber stands ready to help businesses succeed and prosper.
Signcraft, when it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. We treat customers like family.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College on the 2nd and 10. It's another handoff. This one, Darian Lockett, the quarterback, here for the full second half when Aaron Sandoval was the quarterback in the first quarter.
Another timeout taken. I think Hancock's really trying to just keep the clock stopped so that maybe they can get the ball back and give themselves another chance.
Timeout Bulldogs leading 14-0, 1:20 remaining. That's 2 timeouts used by the Bulldogs. We'll stick around here as well. Military Appreciation Day on Hancock College campus. Happy Veterans Day. I'm not really sure you can say happy. Maybe we just say Veterans Day. Thank you to those who are serving, who have served, and all their family members that deal with life with their moms and dads and wives and husbands and sisters and brothers and mothers and fathers, all shipped overseas at times or serving here in our country.
Hancock's, adjacent here to Vandenberg Air Force Base. A lot of military in the area, and we thank them all for their service.
All right, it'll be a 3rd and 6, 1:20 left on the clock. As fast as this game was going, it's come to a complete halt here at the end of the second quarter. Another handoff. This time he finds a little hole. Floyd, the ball carrier.
Yeah. Graves did a nice job on that play. He was the play is meant to go off tackle there, and he bounced outside real quickly, got the first down, which basically, I don't want to say it negates all the timeouts that Hancock already called, trying to get the ball back. But at this point, if Citrus wants to run the ball a few times and run the clock out for the half, then they'll be able to. They get the ball after the halftime break as well. So, we'll see what they have up their sleeves here with what?
1:14 remaining here in the second quarter. 14-0, Bulldogs leading it. Owls with the ball, a 1st and 10 from their own 34. There's a little bit of extracurricular going on behind the line of scrimmage. I don't think the officials saw it. If I had a flag, I'd have thrown it.
There's
Did you
a
see
flag,
it?
there's a flag on the
but
far
that
side.
was all the way on the far side. It was going on over here on the near side.
You never know who saw what.
You
Let's listen in and see what we can hear this
Is
time.
it the PA announcer or is it the official?
Offsides. It looks like it was number 27. That's Jalen Burgess, the man who scored the touchdown earlier. And he was lined up on the corner there on the receiver and offsides. Citrus seems just content to run the ball up the middle, CJ.
They do with 1:09 remaining. They've still got it. It's now 1st and 5 from the 36. Another
Wow.
another flag on the play. Not the one that's been laying on the field, but another one that's been thrown. Not the flag of the day.
Maybe it's a wrapper. I don't know. There's
It's
something
something that's yellow,
stuck, yeah.
and it's right on the near hash mark.
About the 30.
Oh, it's blowing
there it goes.
away. Oh, it's
just
like a
napkin.
paper towel or a
Yeah,
napkin.
Okay. I thought it was a flag. That time Hancock, they went with a hard count. About 3 Hancock players came hard at the quarterback.
Now it's a 1st and 5 from the 41. More movement on the – wow.
Free play.
Yeah, that is. Downfield, it's a pass, And it is caught, and there's a flag on the play there as well. So we're going to see two different flags, one at the line of scrimmage and then one at the point of contact and the catch. And if this stands, the Owls have moved it all the way to the Bulldog 17.
Has the clock moved? I don't know.
It was 1:14 when it all
Okay,
started.
okay,
Now it's
all right,
1:03.
Cool. So Baron Franklin, there's a lot of hand fighting on that play on the far sideline. Baron Franklin got the penalty on Hancock, kept the Hancock players' hands off him long enough to make a really nice play there on number 15. Two penalties. There was offsides on Hancock and the pass interference is what you're going to see.
Both penalties are declined. With 1:03 remaining in the first half, the Owls, pretty much on penalties alone, have moved all the way downfield.
And those two timeouts that Hancock called earlier where they thought they were maybe going to get the ball back are coming back to cost them maybe.
Definitely. 1st and 10 from the Bulldogs 16. Lockett in the pistol. He's got Whittam in the slot. Split wide receivers. And this time, he gives it to Graves again. Not much of a gain for the running back, Jamar Graves. There's a timeout on the field. Citrus uses its first timeout. That play took over 25 seconds with less than 40 to go here in the first half. Bulldogs lead at 14-0. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main Street in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College with 39.3 seconds left in the first half. It's 14-0 Bulldogs, but the Owls of Citrus are threatening on a 2nd and 9 from the Bulldog 16. Lockett, the quarterback. Play clock is down to 15. Game clock not started till the ball is snapped. High snap. And he gives it to Graves, and Graves is in trouble. He's down behind the line of scrimmage. Osa Omakaro in on it.
Yeah, good play by Osa there. Coming off the end, kind of a one-handed tackle. Citrus calls another timeout. You know, some aggressive clock management at the end of the half. The first quarter and almost the whole half flew by, like you said. The last 2 minutes have probably taken as long as maybe the first whole quarter did with all the running that's happening. But some aggressive clock strategery.
Strategery! Oh my gosh, that's the best word ever.
by Hancock early in the Citrus drive,
yep.
Thinking that they were going to make Citrus punt, go 3 and out, because they have on a number of occasions so far this half. Instead, Citrus gets a first down, throws a long pass. Now Citrus has called 2 timeouts and are threatening to at least have a field goal opportunity into the wind to end the half here.
And when you're up by 14, you might tend to get a little bit confident. Yeah. And your play sometimes gets messy.
Yeah. You have a little bit to work with there. You know, it's house money maybe.
Lockett in trouble, and Lockett's down. Seth Olis with a sack. His first sack of the season, the Rigetti High School graduate.
And Epley was in there as well. What a nice, big play for Hancock, both because it's 4th down now, but also because they're probably out of field goal range. If it's into the wind, I don't know how good. You talked about Citrus's kicker being very good. If he makes a 46-yarder into the wind, I'll be very impressed.
It's 4th and 20 now. Citrus using its last timeout of this half. Bulldogs have one more timeout. The clock says 28.5 seconds remaining. Bulldogs up 14-0, and they're going to bring in Diego Morales, the number 2 kicker in the state. He's 10 for 10 in extra points. He's 6 of 7 in field goals. His long is 35, the sophomore out of San Dimas High School.
43 into the wind.
This is the longest he's attempted. Well, actually, it would be the longest he's made if he can make it happen. And the kick is up. It looks like it has the distance, but it is no good. It's off to the right. And with 23.5 seconds remaining here in this second quarter, as much as that last set of downs looked better for the Owls than the Bulldogs, Hancock could come to lead 14-0 heading to the locker room.
Yeah, that's 2 bullets that Hancock has dodged really, in the first half. The first one being when they were able to recover the fumble. The second one, of course, just now getting the sack and forcing the kicker to have a little bit longer kick that he wasn't able to convert. Hancock's defense has bent but not broken, and they've pitched a shutout so far in the first half. It looks like they're going into victory formation to run the clock out.
23.5 remaining in the first half. They'll take a knee on that play on the 1st and 10 on their own 26.
That's all they'll need to do.
And that should be it. Wow. What a football game. Not only is the wind definitely a factor, Bulldogs 4-0 in the Pacific, and the Owls 2-2 coming in and trying to be a spoiler. Hancock looking for its first championship in 20 years. Owen Main and CJ Silas, we're going to take a timeout. We're going to let you enjoy the halftime festivities on the field for Military Appreciation Day. With 2 quarters of play in the books, Bulldogs lead it 14-0. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today for our 14th annual Military Appreciation Game in appreciation of the men and women in our armed forces and for all of our veterans who have served our country. As a community, we are proud of our veterans and we support the men and women from Vandenberg Air Force Base and all those who are serving in our armed forces today. Would you please join me in welcoming the president of Allan Hancock College, Dr. Kevin Walters.
Thank you, Ray, and thanks to the Chamber of Commerce for supporting this on 14 straight years. And thanks to our friend Jim Glines and our friends at Community Bank of Santa Maria, who've always been a good supporter of Allan Hancock College athletics. This is a special day. It's not often that we actually get to have Veterans Day celebration on Veterans Day, and we appreciate you guys taking time out from your day. And more importantly, we appreciate the service that you've done for an all-volunteer service. It's amazing to us when we see those rockets fly off of Vandenberg Air Force Base. We know you guys are there protecting us, and we're grateful for that. Now I get the chance to announce our PA announcer and board president, Greg Pensa.
I want to pronounce your name correct. Huff.
You bet.
Okay. We appreciate all you do, and we want to give you this small symbol of our token of appreciation. It's a football that's signed by our entire football team, and we enjoy having you out here, as Dr. Walters said, on Veterans Day to really celebrate this in a very patriotic way.
Thank you. I have a special place in my office. So thank you very much for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that.
Did you want to say something?
Well, quick. Well, thank you very much. It's a great day to come out and watch football, but especially on Veterans Day, it makes it extra special. I appreciate the support that we get from the surrounding community, and again, this day is just perfect. So thank you for all the support that we get from you. It's our pleasure to serve. Thank you.
To commemorate today's 14th annual Military Appreciation Game, there will be an exchange of gifts between the military and our community representatives. This tradition represents the appreciation, respect, support, and friendship between our local community and Vandenberg Air Force Base. Participating in this ceremony today are Dr. Kevin Walters, President of Allan Hancock College, Greg Penza, Allan Hancock College trustee, Jim Glines, chairman of the board of Community Bank of Santa Maria, and of course, Colonel Mike Huff, 30th Space Wing Commander. The college and community representatives will present to the Colonel Huff a football signed by the entire Bulldogs football team. And in return, Colonel Huff is presenting a unique set of patches representing Air Force missions at Vandenberg Air Force Base. It is now my pleasure to reintroduce Technical Sergeant Ryan Hudson to sing God Bless the USA.
I want to thank everyone for having us here. It's a great honor and privilege to be here, part of this event. I want to thank each and every person who's thanked me for my service. It's my turn to thank all those of you who have served and all those who have fought and died so that we could be here and enjoy these festivities without fear of persecution or anything else. I'm proud to be an American because at least I know I'm free. It's one of my favorite songs. So if you know the words and you're feeling it, please join me. If tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, 'cause at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget those men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to those hills in Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, it's time we stand and say, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget those men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. USA.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and all active duty veterans and their families here today. Special thanks to the committee which put this program together, including Kim Ensing, Associate Dean and Athletic Director at Allan Hancock College, Robin Gormley, Chief of Public Affairs at Vandenberg Air Force Base, Community Bank of Santa Maria, and all of the volunteers and sponsors that made this program possible. On behalf of the Santa Maria Valley Chamber of Commerce, Allan Hancock College, and Vandenberg Air Force Base, thank you for making this afternoon a memorable one for the men and women who have sworn an oath to protect and defend our country. Be sure to shake a veteran's hand for their service to our country. Enjoy the second half of Allan Hancock College football. Go Bulldogs!
Papa John's, the official pizza provider for Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza.
Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main Street in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads. Papa John's, the official pizza provider of Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza.
Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads. Signcraft, when it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. We treat customers like family. The Santa Maria Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is the largest business organization in northern Santa Barbara County. The Chamber stands ready to help businesses succeed and prosper.
Signcraft, when it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. Signcraft treats customers like family. The Santa Maria Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is the largest business organization in northern Santa Barbara County. The Chamber stands ready to help businesses succeed and prosper. Student insurance insures most of the community colleges in California with a combined population 1.5 million students. Student insurance, providing quality student insurance for more than 60 years.
The Allan Hancock College Foundation. The foundation continues to support Hancock students. This spring, the foundation awarded a record $537,000 to nearly 370 students, including some student athletes.
The Allan Hancock College Foundation. The foundation continues to support Hancock students. This spring, the foundation awarded a record $537,000 to nearly 370 students, including some student athletes. Coast Hills Credit Union. With a field of membership from Santa Cruz to Ventura counties, Coast Hills is one of the largest independently owned financial institutions on the Central Coast. Lending time, effort, and financial support to the people of the Central Coast is what they do, and they love it. That's why at Coast Hills, every day is another great day. Go Bulldogs!
Student insurance. Since 1950, Student Insurance has been an all-service company for student insurance needs from kindergarten to college and beyond. We insure most of the community colleges in California with a combined population 1.5 million students. Student Insurance, providing quality student insurance for more than 60 years. Coast Hills Credit Union. With a field of membership from Santa Cruz to Ventura counties, Coast Hills is one of the largest independently owned financial institutes on the Central Coast. Lending time, effort, and financial support to the people on the Central Coast is what we do, and we love it. That's why at Coast Hills, every day is another great day. Go Bulldogs! American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
Papa John's, the official pizza provider for Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza.
Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main Street in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads. Papa John's, the official pizza provider of Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza.
Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads. Signcraft, when it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. We treat customers like family. The Santa Maria Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is the largest business organization in northern Santa Barbara County. The Chamber stands ready to help businesses succeed and prosper.
Signcraft, when it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. Signcraft treats customers like family. The Santa Maria Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is the largest business organization in northern Santa Barbara County. The Chamber stands ready to help businesses succeed and prosper. Student Insurance insures most of the community colleges in California with a combined population 1.5 million students. Student Insurance, providing quality student insurance for more than 60 years.
The Allan Hancock College Foundation. The foundation continues to support Hancock students. This spring, the foundation awarded a record $537,000 to nearly 370 students, including some student athletes.
The Allan Hancock College Foundation. The foundation continues to support Hancock students. This spring, the foundation awarded a record $537,000 to nearly 370 students, including some student athletes. Coast Hills Credit Union. With a field of membership from Santa Cruz to Ventura counties, Coast Hills is one of the largest independently owned financial institutions on the Central Coast. Lending time, effort, and financial support to the people of the Central Coast is what they do, and they love it. That's why at Coast Hills, every day is another great day. Go Bulldogs!
Student Insurance. Since 1950, Student Insurance has been an all-service company for student insurance needs from kindergarten to college and beyond. We insure most of the community colleges in California with a combined population 1.5 million students. Student Insurance, providing quality student insurance for more than 60 years. Coast Hills Credit Union. With a field of membership from Santa Cruz to Ventura counties, Coast Hills is one of the largest independently owned financial institutes on the Central Coast. Lending time, effort, and financial support to the people on the Central Coast is what we do, and we love it. That's why at Coast Hills, every day is another great day. Go Bulldogs! American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience. American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience. Coast Hills Credit Union. With a field of membership from Santa Cruz to Ventura counties, Coast Hills is one of the largest independently owned financial institutions on the Central Coast. Lending time, effort, and financial support to the people of the Central Coast is what they do, and they love it. That's why at Coast Hills, every day is another great day. Go Bulldogs! Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main Street in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads. Papa John's, the official pizza provider of Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Signcraft. When it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. Signcraft treats customers like family. The Santa Maria Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is the largest business organization in northern Santa Barbara County. The Chamber stands ready to help businesses succeed and prosper. Student insurance insures most of the community colleges in California with a combined population 1.5 million students. Student insurance, providing quality student insurance for more than 60 years.
Welcome back to Hancock College Football. Owen Main here with CJ Silas, getting ready to kick off the second half. For Hancock, in the first half, some statistics. Isaac Bosley, J.D. Whitmill, and Raheem Skinner each had over 40 yards rushing, 54, 51, and 43 respectively. Jimmy Kelleher only 7 yards on one completion, but he was able to run it in for a touchdown, and Hancock up 14-7 at half, or 14-0 at halftime.
And the kickoff here to start the second half goes into the end zone for a touchback. The Owls will take over. Curious to see who the quarterback is, Owen.
Yeah.
When Aaron Sandoval started the first quarter, and then Darian Lockett started the second quarter for the Owls. Ron Ponciano and his offensive coordinator Tanner Farewell have used 4 different quarterbacks this season.
Lockett seems like he was able to pass the ball a little bit more accurately, and he's back on.
That's who it is, yep.
Yeah, and he's back on. And instead of being in that pistol formation with the running back behind the quarterback in the shotgun, the running back is next to him.
Welcome back. Second half of play underway. On the high snap, Lockett controls it. Hands it off to Jamar Graves. He gets nowhere. Owen Main, CJ Silas. 14-0's your Bulldog with a lead after an interception, run back for a touchdown by Jalen Burgess in the first half, and a Jimmy Kelleher touchdown, 12-yard touchdown run. That's where you get it. 2 extra points made in the wind by Jordan Pollard, and it's 14-0. Bulldogs leading the Owls of Citrus. 2nd and 9. Lockett wants to pass. He's looking all the way downfield, throwing into double coverage, but it's complete to Jacob Bystry, the sophomore.
What a nice catch. What a nice throw. You know, he did put it up into double coverage, but he led him, instead of leading him deep down the field, he led him across the field. Lockett had a 51 yards of passing in the first half, but man, he led him really nicely kind of on the angle across the field. Hancock had it covered north and south, but on the east and west, the receiver was able to get in there, get his body in position to make the catch.
A big play for the Owls, opening up the second half of play. It's now 1st and 10 from the Bulldogs 31. This time, it's a handoff to Hatcher, Kalik Hatcher, his first carry of the game from Cerritos High School. He gains 4 yards on the play. Hatcher, 5'8", 190 pounds, Cerritos High School in Los Angeles, did not carry the ball in the first half.
Yeah, Citrus has a lot of running backs too. A lot of guys who want to make an impression, and Hatcher didn't go down easy on that play.
2nd and 6 for the visiting Owls.
Another offside.
From the shotgun, there is a flag. The play is broken up in the end zone. Lenny Roundtree was covering Jacob Bystry, but looks like there's a flag at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was offsides. Down the field, though, there was a lot of contact. Again, a lot of hand fighting.
I couldn't believe that. No flag?
No flag there. The Hancock defensive back didn't turn his head around, but he stayed stuck and glued to that receiver. And I think the ball actually hit the cornerback. That was Roundtree. I think it hit him on the back of the helmet. He was right in position, even if he didn't turn his head around.
It'll be a 2nd and 2 for the Owls. From the shotgun, this time, gives it to Hatcher again.
There's that pistol handoff against CJ, and one of the interesting things when that second quarterback came in for Citrus, he had a little bit of a hard time handing the ball off quickly as the first guy out of that pistol formation. That time there was no problem. He turned the right way. He gave the ball quickly, and the speed of that play is the thing that probably gets Citrus the first down. When it's not as fast as it needs to be, Hancock's speed and athleticism is able to get in and make that play closer to the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10 from the 17. Lockett in the pistol. Once again, Hatcher. This time they've got his number, and he's tackled at the line of scrimmage by Job and Wilcombe.
Yeah, you got a few yards on that, and again, you know, when there's a quick hit like that play is, and it's right off tackle, Citrus has been able to block it decently, especially on the right side. On the left side is usually where Osa kind of roams, and so that play hasn't been very successful. But on the right side there, off tackle on the right behind big number 60 on Citrus, they've been able to have a little bit of success.
Gain of 2 on the play, trailing 14-0 Owls on the 16. Another run play. This time it's Floyd. Looks like the defensive line is pretty much ready for anything at this point. The one big play so far in this half for the Owls was the complete pass downfield to Bystry.
Yeah, they may have to look to put the ball in the air a little bit more if they're thinking they're going to get in the end zone. A long third down play here. Let's see if they put the ball in the air, and maybe put it on the ground and set themselves up potentially for a short 4th down play.
11:35 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. It's a 3rd and 6. This one a pass behind the line of scrimmage, and it's complete to Floyd. He runs to the left side, and it could be enough. Yep. For 1st down.
It's definitely a 1st down. The little swing pass out to Floyd there, and once you get Floyd in open field against some defensive backs, that guy's a hard guy to bring down. He is not the tallest guy, has a lot of muscle behind his running, and he's going to fall forward for a yard or two just about every time against a defensive back.
A 1st and goal from the 8 for the Owls. It's their 2nd time in the red zone this game, and nothing came of it in the first half. Let's see if Lockett, who's rolling to the right on the play action, there is a flag, and he's sacked. And there's a flag before the whistle.
It's going to be a hold. It's funny when the offensive lineman starts to tell the ref, no, it wasn't a hold. While the play is still going on, you know it was probably a hold. Hancock's going to decline the hold after the sack.
Dominic King, one of the guys in there on the sack.
So the sack stands. Nice for things like, statistics, etc. But really the big thing for Hancock is that they don't waste that down by having Citrus move back.
Dutra's jawing at the referees. They're disagreeing about something. It might be the spot of the, maybe the spot of the ball as well.
Yeah, they gave him forward progress, it looks like, up to the...
he's not happy about it.
To what, the 18?
So it'll be
17?
a 1st and goal. Yeah, from the 17. From the pistol. Lockett looking to the corner in the end zone. And it's an incomplete pass.
Intended for Franklin there.
Looks like Burgess was on the coverage. You know who we haven't seen much of today, and it only made me think of it because I'm looking at the number 27 and 21. Michael Ferraro, another, I don't know why this just came to me, because he's wearing 21 just the last couple games of the season. It's interesting how successful that Dutra is doing with a few of his starters not playing today.
That's right. Yeah, on that last play, Franklin looked like he had the ball, and at the last minute, it was knocked away in the end zone.
3rd and 17 now, or 3rd and goal from the 17. Lockett into the end zone again, and it's tipped. What a play by Lenny Roundtree Jr. He got his left hand in there to deflect the pass.
Yeah, is it Bystry?
Bystry.
Bystry looked like he was wide open in the back, and Roundtree Jr. made a sprawling play, just tipped the ball with his left
Wow.
hand. You know, one of those plays that you see probably at all levels, whether it's, you know, passing league, when you're in high school, whatever, you see that ball out there and you just have to make up ground. The ball was floated a little bit more than you might like, but Hancock took advantage, and now Citrus is setting up for another field goal attempt.
Diego Morales coming in for his second field goal attempt of the game.
Little clouds running over the field here, CJ. Cooling off by about 5 or 10 degrees.
By about 20. It was 77 when we got here before 1 o'clock, and it's probably right around 60 at this point. Here comes Morales, his second field goal attempt. Someone gets a piece of it, but it's good.
True. 35-yarder.
35-yard field goal for Diego Morales puts the Owls on the board. Early here in the third quarter, it's now 14-3, Bulldogs with the lead, 10:20 remaining in the third. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main Street in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College. The visiting Owls with their first points on the board. They are now trailing 14-3. And if you look at the season, since conference play began, Owen, Saturday the 14th of October, allowing only 3 points to Santa Barbara. As we watch the kickoff, Valley only scored 7 in October. The big one was Pierce. They scored 34, but then last week the Bulldogs held Antelope Valley to 7 points. So of the four league games that the Bulldogs have played, they have held 3 of their 4 opponents to 7 points or less. That's a huge statistic we haven't seen before for the Bulldogs.
And in their last 4 games, they've averaged a little more than 35 points per game. So they've been really doing well in conference play. On that kickoff there, it was going out of bounds on the right-hand side. A Hancock returning player, I think Tristan Durfee, touched it right before it went out of bounds. So Hancock takes over at the 20.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. And Whitmill Jr., the carrier, he gets at least 5.
Yeah, again, that extra push.
It's a frozen tundra, Santa Maria, California.
You know, I was
suddenly.
It was sunny earlier, and there's a big kind of wispy floating cloud system.
Beautiful.
I don't even know. Yeah, it's gorgeous, but it's floating over there. And again, you know, when Hancock can get 7 yards on a first down rush up the middle,
not bad.
Every time.
2nd and 3. This time, it's Skinner, frustrated with himself, but it looks like he might have gone. He did. A Bulldog first down.
Absolutely. And Lasone Smith.
Yes, Lasone.
Yeah, Lasone Smith from Port Sulphur, Louisiana. Man, he made a pancake block on that defensive end. He was laying on top of him as the running back scampered right by him to get an easy first down.
Bulldogs' first possession of the second half. 9:16 remaining here in the third. 14-3. Hancock with the lead. Bosley carrying it, and he runs up the middle. Successful at this type of run for the entire first half, but didn't find any success on that one.
Yeah, and number 94, Grant Truman on Citrus, made a nice play there, able to kind of get in there, muck up the pulling guard that was pulling around, or the pulling tackle on Hancock, and keep the play right at the line of scrimmage instead of letting a hole open up. 24, it looks like, on Hancock coming off the field.
Kevin Stark, an important blocking back for the Bulldogs and an offensive secret weapon on the play action. It's a pass to Skinner, and it's complete on the far side.
Yeah, Skinner got the ball, and the defensive back, Paget, we'll say.
Piget or Piggy.
Yeah, either way, he had him lined up and he hit him real hard with his shoulder pads. What he didn't do, CJ, was wrap up, and so a player like Skinner is not just going to go down with a shoulder pad hit to the hips. He kept his balance, got up the field for about 6-7 yards, and gave Hancock a manageable third down.
Under 8 minutes to go here in the third. 14-3 Bulldogs with the lead. 3rd and 4. Skinner. No gain on the play. We were talking about that halftime, how the clock was moving so fastly, speedily, or assuredly, or rapidly.
Well,
in the first half, and then at the end, that last 3 minutes took about a half an hour.
And the first 5 minutes of the third quarter have gone just as quickly. You know, again, that was one of those 3rd and 5 plays where if Hancock gets just a couple more yards, I think they might go for it on 4th down. Instead, it's 4th and 3, and they're forced to punt.
Jordan Pollard gets the kick. Piggy lets it roll. And the Bulldogs are around it, and they let it roll all the way to the 25. Nice punt by Jordan Pollard.
Absolutely, and the wind, instead of going straight left to right, is kind of coming across the field now, more kind of right at us as we're sitting on the east. We're on the east side of the field, and that wind's coming kind of just straight west to east, if you will.
On the south pole of Santa Maria at this point. Or the north.
And Citrus is going to try to, Citrus has a little momentum now. They got some points at the beginning of this on their first drive of the second half. Now they get Hancock stopped and punted, and let's see if Citrus can maybe get back into this game.
Lockett, the play caller. This one is Hatcher on the run. And he's tackled after a gain of 5.
Yeah, Hatcher was not going down easily either. He probably had about 4 or 5 Hancock players get hands on him or touch him before he went down. A good first down run for the Citrus, the Citrus running back.
2nd and 6 for the Owls, trailing 14-3. 6:38 on the clock here in the third quarter from the pistol. Another run play. It looks like Hatcher carrying it again.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because Hatcher's had some success the first 2 plays.
Yeah, and he didn't play in the first half. He didn't touch the ball.
7 or 8 yards here. See if they give it to him for a 3rd straight time, and we'll contrast that with Hancock being able to run 3 different guys out there on successive plays.
And it's the 10th game of the season for Citrus as well. Coming into the game, he only had 1 carry.
Hancock offsides again, free play.
It's a pass play downfield. Nearly intercepted by Jalen Burgess, but there's a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage.
It'll be an offside, and it'll be a first down, I think, for Citrus. Every time, and Citrus is heads up about this, they have a hard count that they're able to get Hancock offsides, and then they're able to throw the ball down the field. The quarterback, both of them have had the wherewithal to take shots when you have that free play.
Where's my Oompa Loompa to go get me my jacket? I've always, my whole life, all I ever wanted was an Oompa Loompa. And I promised I would treat you well. You get your own room, I'd pay you, but I just need you to do some errands for me. And one of them would be to go to my car and get my winter jacket. All of a sudden, the temperature changed by like 20 degrees on the 1st and 10 play. Another one carried by Hatcher. I guess since nothing was working for the Owls from their running game in the first half, why not try something new? And it seems to be working with the freshman Kalik Hatcher out of Cerritos High School.
Yeah, Dominic King, the defensive lineman from Santa Maria St. Joseph High School, made a nice play on that to keep the gain to about 1 or 2 yards.
2nd and a long 8 for the Owls. The ball's on their own 38. Lockett from the shotgun most of the time he's been quarterback, and he throws it out of bounds on the near sideline. That was intended for Hatcher. Well, Hatcher's getting some work.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to run a screenplay, and either nobody went to the right place, there was something went wrong, and about 5 blue jerseys were right in Lockett's face. Lockett made the smart play there, actually. Threw the ball out of bounds, but threw it out of bounds close enough to a receiver, your running back there, who was able to Hatcher in order to not get the intentional grounding call.
If you're lucky, when you're running the sidelines at the 6 o'clock game tonight at Cal Poly, the wind will die down. 3rd and 9. He's dropping back. He's in trouble on the play action. Pass complete to Carson Bassett.
Yeah, J.D. Smith was on coverage in that. The quarterback put the ball down. Lockett put the ball down like he was going to run it and got Smith just a little bit off kilter. Smith started to run towards the quarterback.
American Star Trailways.
He flipped it up, fired it down the field for a really important third down conversion.
It's now a 1st and 10 for the Owls on the Bulldog 48. That was the first catch for Carson Bassett today, the sophomore out of Columbia River High School in Vancouver, Washington. This time, that's a give to Floyd, and he runs it to the right, and he gains almost 8 on the play. That wide receiver, Carson Bassett, 11 catches coming into the game today, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns.
The way Citrus is moving the ball, you kind of get the feeling that 14 points for Hancock, maybe even 21 points, might not be enough in a game like this.
2nd and 4, Lockett. And it looks like there's offsides on the near sideline. I think it was Jaquan Langley who stepped over the line, and that was a free play and incomplete pass in the end zone.
Why not take the free play? You're going to get a first down here if you're Citrus. And Citrus continues to move the ball and be methodical, and Coach Dutra is not pleased with his defensive linemen.
Another offsides play against the Bulldogs.
That's about 4 so far today. That quarterback either has a real hard count or those defensive linemen are taking it upon themselves to get a good jump. But they'd be well advised to look at the ball and look down the line. The ball's right in front of them.
14-3 Bulldogs with the lead. It's a 4:15 clock time in the third. Floyd, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Job on that play decided, I don't really like these 6-8 yard runs. I'm gonna fill that gap, and took it upon himself to hold the running back there to about a yard.
2nd and 9. Owls trailing by 11, threatening here in the third quarter. Ball's on the 36-yard line in Bulldog territory. 2nd and 9. This time, Jamar Graves in the backfield. In motion is Franklin. He's dropping back. He wants to pass. He's looking downfield. He's got a wide receiver. He's open, and he dives into the end zone for a touchdown, and it was Barron Franklin with a touchdown catch, a 36-yard reception, bringing the Owls to a 5 points within 5 of the Bulldogs.
With the PAT to go, Lockett did a nice job of hiding the ball, little play action. With how much both teams have been running the ball, passing in the second half could be at a premium. Put it right on that receiver, right on Franklin, who made a nice catch, dove into the end zone ahead of the defender for the touchdown.
Morales coming in for the extra point. He kicks it up, and it's good. It's now a 4-point ball game. Bulldogs now lead 14-10 with 3:28 remaining in the third quarter. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Coast Hills Credit Union. With a field of membership from Santa Cruz to Ventura counties, Coast Hills is one of the largest independently owned financial institutes on the Central Coast. Lending time, effort, and financial support to the people on the Central Coast is what we do, and we love it. That's why at Coast Hills, every day is another great day. Go Bulldogs!
Signcraft. When it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. Signcraft treats customers like family.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College. The Bulldogs now lead at 14-10 with 3:28 remaining in the third. The Owls have scored 10 unanswered points here, and they'll be kicking it off to the Bulldogs into the wind. Plenty of time in the game, but you sure don't want to give up 2 scores in a row when you're fighting for that championship. Bounces in front of Durfee. He takes it. That's the first really return that has been successful for the Bulldogs today, and that was a nice run back by Tristan Durfee, who hasn't had much playing time this season. He came into the game last week as a kick returner, the freshman out of Paso Robles High School, seeing some action here on special teams and not doing a bad job.
Yeah, that was a nice little spin move. It's interesting. I always wonder about guys who can put their back, who can kind of turn and kind of run or fall backwards for multiple yards at the end there. So good play there.
Osa Omakaro, one of the defensive leaders on the Bulldogs sideline, trying to talk and pump up his defense. There's definitely some high energy and conversation going on the Bulldogs sideline when it comes to defense. Kelleher gives the ball to Kevin Miller.
Little new face here in the second half. You're talking about new faces for Citrus. Well, Kevin Miller gets the run as well.
Actually, that was Martez Prather.
Sorry.
It's okay. My bad. Lincoln Southeast High School. He's got 32 carries coming into the game, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, the freshman.
He looks like he's maybe a little bit quicker, a little bit less of a bruiser than the other three.
He is quick. 2:54 remaining here in the third, 14-10 the score. Bulldogs leading it with a 2nd and 5. This time you've got split wide receivers. And backs are in the eye. Kelleher gives it to DJ Whitmill Jr. And he fights for a couple yards.
You know, Citrus is daring Hancock to pass right now. They are stacking the box with 6, 7, 8 players right at the line of scrimmage. Single coverage on the outside. And with Hancock being a little bit shorthanded on the wide receiver position, they're still able to get themselves in, like I said, a manageable third down situation.
Raheem Skinner coming in with the play on the 3rd and 2. An important third down conversion here if they can get it. Skinner runs into traffic, and he's not going to get the first down. In fact, one of the defensive backs, Jeremiah Vasquez, jumps onto the top of the pile to get Skinner down, and not enough for a first down, and Jordan Pollard and the punting team coming in. Right now, momentum has shifted a little in this game.
And not quite close enough, again, to go for it on that 4th down. They've been always about 3 or 4 yards instead of 1 or 2 yards. And with the way they've been running the ball, you get the feeling that a 4th and 1 is manageable. 4th and 2 or 3 after that stop, probably not the greatest plan. And Hancock's punting once again. Again, wind at their back, but momentum squarely on the back of Citrus.
Pollard with a high punt. It bounces,
it hit him.
And
it
hits.
Hancock ball.
It hits a Citrus player right around the 34. And the Bulldogs recover.
What a break. There was a Citrus player down there blocking. The ball hit him in his foot, hit the back of his foot. The Hancock guy, number 6 there on Hancock, was able to grab the ball, J.D. Smith.
J.D. Smith. And the officials
are
talking about it.
It should be Hancock ball. It hit a Citrus player in the back of the leg,
and then
popped
Smith
right up to Smith.
Yep.
And they blew the play dead once Smith got it. I don't think they should have blown the play dead. It is Hancock ball.
Hancock will get the ball on the fumble recovery by J.D. Smith at the 32-yard line. So something happened right after he recovered the fumble. Maybe his knee was down. But it bounced up and he was standing up.
I think the ref who blew it dead didn't see it hit the hit the Citrus player.
Got it.
He
So
blew
it's just
it
a
dead.
mistake.
Yeah, I would think that's how that went, but I'm not down on the field.
Everyone makes mistakes, Owen. 1:14 remaining in the third, 14-10. Big play for the Bulldogs on a special teams fumble recovery take over. 1st and 10. It's a pitch to Prather. He runs to the right. He's still moving, but there's a flag near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's going to be probably a hold. It's in the holding area. Prather was able to get out about 4 yards, 5 yards on the edge. But let's see about this. It might be coming back. It's an important drive here for Hancock to take advantage of the momentum swing, take advantage of the 3rd turnover of the game for Citrus. Hancock hasn't turned the ball over yet, but they haven't been able to convert maybe as much as they need to, and now they're going to have a long first down again.
Yep, you were right. It's going to move from the 32 out to the 42. It'll be a 1st and 20 for the Bulldogs. They've still got the ball after the fumble recovery by J.D. Smith. It's a 1st down for Kelleher and the Bulldog offense, leading by 4. Third quarter. Clock's ticking down.
Reverse.
It is
pass.
A reverse.
Coming
Bosley gives it to Jackson. Jackson finds Jimmy Kelleher for a complete pass inside the 20. What a play for the Bulldogs. What a play.
And two important things there. One is that the offensive line sold the ball going to the right side. The other thing is that the receiver's a left-handed receiver.
Wow.
And so you don't expect the guy to come around and throw it with his left hand. He's coming to the left side of the field. Nobody stayed on Kelleher. Jackson made Jackson made a nice throw, and Kelleher made the catch. What a play. Get a first down on a 1st and 20. Again, momentum shifting back to Hancock.
Such a big deal. We haven't seen that play work this season. Isaac Bosley, after the pitch, gives it to Marquise Jackson, who throws it to Kelleher for a huge, huge play. 1st and goal now for the Bulldogs from the Owls 7. And I forgot to tell you about the sun in the 3rd and 4th quarter. I didn't warn you about that when you said you agreed to do the game.
Good thing I brought my shades and my hat.
In the 3rd quarter, usually in the 4th, but we started an hour earlier. Usually you cannot see a thing. It's a guessing game from the booth, folks. You know what would be nice?
I'll do my best.
Is if they moved us to the other side of the field at halftime, because then the sun would be at our back. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Phil, that's one of these things that they go up high and one of the lifts. It looks like somebody's going to call a timeout here, probably Citrus.
And it's got, let's see, the clock has 2.2 on it. In the 3rd quarter, 14-10, the Bulldogs.
Dang, the 3rd quarter's already over.
And it looks like they're going to let it run off the clock. We will take a timeout with the momentum maybe shifting here. Bulldogs lead at 14-10. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
The Allan Hancock College Foundation. The foundation continues to support Hancock students. This spring, the foundation awarded a record $537,000 to nearly 370 students, including some student athletes.
Signcraft. When it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. Signcraft treats customers like family.
Papa John's, the official pizza provider for Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College. 3 quarters of play in the books. Bulldogs holding on to a 14-10 lead. Threatening here after an amazing well, first of all, there was a fumble on the punt. Bulldogs recovered it. And then a Bosley to Jackson to Kelleher. Reverse pitch, handoff, pass. And that took the Bulldogs all the way down into the red zone. It's 2nd and goal from the 5. There's a whistle on the play before Kelleher can even get it off. And it's Bulldogs take a timeout. How important was that play? Not only the fumble recovery, but then that big offensive play for the Bulldogs when it comes to momentum.
Well, because right after the fumble recovery, you get a hold. So now you're at 1st and 20. You're not feeling very good about yourself. And all of a sudden, they come back and overcome the penalty that happened on 1st down. Now they're in position, and really the important thing here, CJ, is to get points. A touchdown is a big deal. There's a lot of old coaches that'll tell you that they really don't like field goals down here. They want touchdowns. When it's 2nd and goal from the 5, they want a touchdown. They don't want 3 points. They want 7. And the difference between 3 and 7 is oftentimes the difference in the game. Both teams right now have 2 scores, but Hancock's up by 4 because they were able to get in the end zone twice versus kicking a field goal. So this will be an important couple plays here for Hancock, putting themselves up by 2 scores with a touchdown potentially.
It looks like Bosley and Skinner are in on this play. Bosley's lining up on the slot. He'll be a blocking back for Skinner. Interestingly enough, we noticed on the sideline the defense. There was a little bit of heat going on the bench. This gives them a little more time to be together.
Right.
Skinner with the ball. He's pushing through, but it doesn't look like it's enough for a 1st down, but it gets him a little bit closer to the goal line on the 2nd and goal from the 5.
Yeah. He got a couple yards, I think. Let's see where they spot it. Hard to tell from up here.
It sure is. We're not that high.
You mentioned the blocking back is out, and so you're seeing the 3 main ball carriers. One of them is having to rotate in and out.
Because Stark was out.
At fullback because of Stark being out injured, and I don't see where he is on the sidelines right away. But here
it's
we go.
A 2-yard gain on the play.
44 into block.
That's LaRon Gilchrist, and sometimes he's used as a secret runner. Trust me. On the pass play, it's a complete pass, and it's a touchdown Isaac Bosley, a 3-yard touchdown catch on the near sideline, and the Bulldogs go up 20-10.
Hancock is barely successfully throwing the ball all day today. The quarterback fakes the dive, rolls out to the right, on the run, hits Bosley, and what a nice catch and what a nice job to keep the ball up off the ground, to complete his catch, to roll over, to put his body between the ball and the ground. Touchdown Bulldogs, and they're going to kick the PAT to try to go up by 11.
And that's his first touchdown catch of the season for Bosley. He's got 4 on the ground, but the freshman out of Napomo High School, the 3-yard touchdown catch, and the point after attempt is no good. It was actually the snap was a problem, and it was hard for Pollard to even get his foot under it. So
yeah,
it's a missed extra point, which makes it still a two-possession ball game.
Yeah.
Bulldogs with 14:11 remaining in the fourth lead it 20-10. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Homeowner Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main. Homeowners helps you find new roads.
Papa John's, the official pizza provider of Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. The Santa Maria Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is the largest business organization in northern Santa Barbara County. The Chamber stands ready to help businesses succeed and prosper.
Signcraft, when it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. We treat customers like family.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College. Isaac Bosley with a touchdown catch, a 3-yard touchdown catch. The point after attempt, no good. It's now 20-10 Bulldogs. And as you mentioned during the break, Owen, this game has been all about turnovers.
Yeah, I think Hancock's leading, not having turned the ball over. Citrus with 3 turnovers, and that last one super costly on a special teams play. Ball hitting unfortunately hitting the blocker's leg.
And there's a whistle.
Calling no kick here. What's offsides on the kicking team? The flag's over there where it's offsides on the kicking team. So they just blow it dead. Okay. Inadvertent whistle is the call.
Oh, I love those.
You know
those
what?
are always the best.
You know what I think is, like, if you're going to have an inadvertent whistle, stop it for sure. Make sure that people aren't hitting each other. Let's re-kick it. You know, I don't mind when guys are just trying to get it right. I don't mind when guys with stripes are.
We all make mistakes. Didn't I say that earlier?
Yeah. I'm the drum major of the mistake band. So.
And I'm the conductor. Coaches from Citrus up here in the press box. I'm not happy where the Bulldogs are kicking off from the 35. They wanted it to be on the 30 after the penalty, but it is a kickoff, and this time it bounces out of bounds inside the 5. Now let's see how the Hancock defense has recovered from some of the conflict going on the sideline to come out and how they play together, because they were kind of calling each other out on the sideline.
Yeah, there was some heated discussion
between the coaches and some of the players. They had some extra time to talk about it. Let's see what we see from the Bulldog defense, which really has led this team all season long.
Absolutely, and what adjustments Citrus made. Hancock has to adjust to those adjustments now. Not to get too deep into it, but Hancock's got to adjust to the adjustments that Citrus made that's allowed them to get some yardage. They're set up in the pistol again in that classic Citrus formation here that they've been using all the second half.
It's a 1st and 10 from the 35. This time, Lockett passing far downfield. The ball intended for Mason Messina Rowe, and there's a flag, and it looks like it could be against Lenny Roundtree Jr.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where cornerbacks have been able to play very physically all
Home
game.
Motor Chevrolet.
The wide receiver actually looked like he slowed down, and the cornerback put his hand into the wide receiver's chest or stomach, and they're going to lose 15 yards here for Hancock. Automatic first down for Citrus. Hey, if you're Citrus, you got to keep throwing the ball down the field against these guys. You're not getting much up the middle against this Hancock defense. Throwing the ball down the field seems like the way that that Citrus has been able to get the ball at the field.
1st and 10 from the midfield line for Citrus, trailing 20-10. Another pass play downfield. Roundtree again, the defensive back, and it looks like Jacob Bystry, and a touchdown for the Owls. Just like that. 2 plays and a touchdown for the visiting Citrus Owls.
And both plays downfield, CJ. They're taking advantage of the defensive backs for Hancock. They're able to get the ball down the field. The DB didn't turn his head at all as the ball came down into the sun for him, into the end zone for Citrus, and Citrus puts it back within 1 possession.
Now it's 20-16. Morales in to attempt the extra point. It's up, it's low, and it's good. With 13:54 remaining in the game, it's now 3 points. Bulldogs up 20-17. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main Street in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College. The Bulldogs holding on to a 3-point lead, 20-17. The Owls with a touchdown, and the kickoff fielded in decent field position by the special teams. If the sun wasn't in my eyes, I would tell you who it is.
Might have been Kevin Miller.
The little extracurricular activity going on special teams, but I don't see a flag. And the Bulldogs will come in decent field position. Their defense was only on the field for less than a minute on the game clock, with 13:47 remaining in the game. Here comes Jimmy Kelleher and the offense. Huge game for the Bulldogs. They already have co-championship clinched, depending on what happens to Antelope Valley tonight and what the Bulldogs do today. Bulldogs looking to clinch their first sole possession championship. Sole championship in 20 years. It will be Chris Dutra's first championship as the Bulldog head coach. He is getting his first co-championship. He's been here 17 years, and it's been 17 years since it happened. And the Bulldogs fighting for that today with a 3-point lead. No gain on the play. It'll be a 2nd and 10.
A little different than those first down plays in the first half. Not getting much in this second half against the Citrus defense.
2nd and 10. Kelleher wants to pass. He's looking deep. He's looking for Hallman, and it's complete. Andre Hallman still running, and it's a touchdown for the Bulldogs. Andre Hallman's first touchdown as a Bulldog, and it's a 64-yard touchdown catch.
We talked
Andre Hallman.
We talked about Citrus making adjustments, and one of the adjustments they made, and I said it in the last series, was to put tons of guys in the box. Hancock finally realizes it, takes advantage, throws the ball down the field. Holman made a great catch, but even better was his ability to break the tackle of the defender, get himself into the end zone, and make a big play. This is a ball game, CJ. We got some big plays here, and I didn't think we were going to get to that 35 mark that they've been averaging in the last 4 games. They might be proving me different here.
Hallman with a 64-yard touchdown catch, his first of the season. Pollard with the extra point attempt, and it is good. It's now a 10-point game, 27-17 with 13:01 remaining in the fourth. Bulldogs lead it. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
Coast Hills Credit Union. With a field of membership from Santa Cruz to Ventura counties, Coast Hills is one of the largest independently owned financial institutes on the Central Coast. Lending time, effort, and financial support to the people on the Central Coast is what we do, and we love it. That's why at Coast Hills, every day is another great day. Go Bulldogs!
Signcraft. When it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. Signcraft treats customers like family.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College. Henry Piggy on the return after the Jordan Pollard kickoff. It's getting a little chippy on the field. Definitely the one-on-one on special teams. We've seen a little bit of jawing back and forth. It has been a close game here in the second half. 27-17. Bulldogs with the lead. Andre Hallman, the freshman out of Everglades High School in Miramar, Florida, had only come into the game with 3 catches this season, 80 yards, and a 64-yard touchdown catch. A pass from Kelleher to Hallman makes it 27-17, 12:55 remaining here in the fourth quarter. And the Owls now with the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 22. Catch your breath, Owen. It's okay. I'm fine. This team is deep. I was just talking to Anthony Miller, one of the defensive linemen who's hurt, and he's up in the booth today, the sophomore out of Navarro, Florida. And I asked him, where's Michael Ferraro? He's been having groin issues over the past couple weeks. Nick Kimball's out. And so all of a sudden, Dutra has to dig deep into his pocket, and he's got a really deep set of wide receivers and running backs this season.
Absolutely.
That one is a complete pass to Sean Witham, the sophomore out of Claremont High School, on the second down. I don't think it's enough for a first down. It's just shy.
On the edge. Yeah, good play there. You know, I think we're going to see this game open up a lot. Both teams have established the running game, forced the defenses to crowd the box, and we're going to see some more passing here as this fourth quarter winds down.
12:08 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs with a 10-point lead, and it was a first down for the Owls. Owls on their own 32, and there's a flag on the play, and it looks like it could be.
This time it's a false start.
A false start against the offense.
You know, it's been against Hancock every one of these. This time it's a false start on Citrus. I think it was the left tackle there, number 73.
All right, we've got some stats from the third quarter that we can look at as well. So much action going on as the fourth quarter open. We didn't get to a moment, but while the officials are trying to figure this out in the field, maybe you can share some of our stats through the 3 quarters. That was against the offense, so they're talking about where to place the ball.
Yeah, through 3 quarters, what you saw was the passing stats for Citrus really go up. Darren Lockett through 3 quarters had 150 yards and a touchdown, and you still saw the rushing of Whitmill, Bosley, and Skinner lead the way for Hancock.
1st and 15. This is a keeper for Lockett, but he doesn't get much. I should have told you to stop in my car when you take a break and get
you want this sweatshirt?
No, I'm
You're
good. In fact, you know, it challenges me. I like to be challenged. The Bulldogs have 2 timeouts remaining here in the second half. The Owls have 3. The clock's ticking at 11:06. 27-17 Bulldogs lead it. It's a 2nd and 18 on the loss of a couple yards from the 26 for the Owls.
Another false start.
And there is another false start. It's now going to turn into a 2nd and 21 all the way back to the 21-yard line. I did the math on that really fast. Did you notice? Yeah.
Out of the way. I'm going to call you the calculator.
Please do. That's not a bad nickname. 10:48 remaining. Clock's still ticking. It's the 2nd and very long. Lockett rolling to the right on the play action. Looking for his intended receiver was Witham. What a play, And that's needed because Lenny Roundtree was having a rough day. Nice defense by the sophomore out of Miami Northwest.
Yeah, Roundtree got to the ball just right at the right time. Did nudge the receiver, but the referee said it was at the same time that the ball got to the receiver, was able to break up the play. You know, Hancock, Citrus went with 5 wide receivers. Hancock played it old school, just 5-on-5, manning up and and blitzing the quarterback. The quarterback was flushed out of the pocket to the right and made a decent pass down the field, but it got broken up, and now the referees are meeting again.
Trying to figure something out. It
shouldn't
be that hard. It was an incomplete pass, right? So the ball should just be.
Are they giving a sideline warning to Citrus?
Oh, maybe. Unsportsmanlike conduct against.
Coach,
yep, you were right. You were right. It was a penalty against a sideline, which is interesting because against Antelope Valley last week, they had a coaching change during the season.
Okay.
And there was some problems. I think it was Antelope. Maybe it could have been Valley College. Well, in the past couple weeks, Hancock was playing against a team where that had happened once, and the coaches got fired.
3rd and 31.
This is
3rd
a big
and 31. They got to go down the field.
We'll see what happens here. With 10:30 remaining in the 4th quarter, it's a 10-point game, and the Owls.
Hancock's acting like they're going to blitz on 3rd and 31. Nope.
In trouble. It's a safety. A safety for the Bulldogs. That'll make it 29-17. Momentum shifting here, Owen.
Yeah, you had, looks like maybe Osa.
Omakaro. Look at him. He is pumped up.
54 was in there as well.
Well, and he was the one who was having the conversation with his defense on the sideline to try and get them all on the same page.
He was, and on that play, Hancock acted like they were going to blitz to everybody. They had 2 linebackers standing up over the between the guards and the tackles in the 3 and 4 gaps, and they're able to drop back into coverage. But what that did was it confused the offensive line enough to let guys like Osa get in there, make plays.
And I think there was another penalty.
I wouldn't be
on
surprised.
That play, and I think someone was ejected, Owen.
Oh, let's see.
Not from the Bulldogs, from the Citrus. I'm pretty sure that someone was just ejected while you were talking.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's just hard to see with the sun on her face.
And I didn't see the flag either, but there he goes. Is that guy going off the field over there? There he goes.
Yep.
35?
I'm not sure who it was. He might be using the restroom.
Okay.
There's some outhouses over there.
Sorry.
When you get kicked out of a game here at Hancock, you have to go to the restroom.
Go sit in the penalty box.
Yeah, right.
And they got a free kick it. He called it fair catch.
10:32 remaining here in the game.
Smart.
Bulldogs with some power and control moving in their direction with a 29-17 lead. And they will get the ball back after a huge penalty against a coach. You don't see that very often, and I think it's one of the worst penalties you can get is anything that's against the sideline.
Yeah, Sings made
in any level of sports.
On that free kick, so Citrus had to punt. Sings made a really smart play by fair catching the ball. He's inside Citrus territory already, and what that safety does, it puts Hancock up by not just 2 scores, but 2 touchdowns with the ball.
29-17. Bulldogs take over. Looks like it was Whitmill Jr. on the ball carry.
I'm getting it.
You did.
Starting to be able to guess
it. Was an 8-yard gain for Whitmill Jr., the freshman out of North Kansas City in Missouri. He has 4 touchdowns this year. Clock's now down to 10 minutes remaining in the 4th. 29-17. We've seen everything in this game.
You know? I don't know what it would take. Another flag on the play here, probably a hold.
That was Skinner on the ball carry. Oh, Owen's giving me his sweatshirt.
See?
I guess the play-by-play can't really do the game when my lips are so
they're
frozen.
An ice cube.
Yeah, if my lips don't move.
There's a player down here, number 93 for Citrus. It looks like it is.
Got a player down on the field, so we'll take a quick timeout.
Sean.
Skeen, Mustin, Sherman down on the field, a defensive tackle out of Fontana, California. And we're going to take a quick timeout with 9:48 remaining in the game. Bulldogs lead at 29-17. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
The Allan Hancock College Foundation. The foundation continues to support Hancock students. This spring, the foundation awarded a record $537,000 to nearly 370 students, including some student athletes.
Signcraft. When it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. Signcraft treats customers like family.
Papa John's, the official pizza provider for Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College football. The Bulldogs lead at 29-17. Owen Main, CJ Silas bringing you play-by-play coverage. A big game for Chris Dutra and his squad in his 17 years as the head coach here. He's never won a championship. If he wins today, the Bulldogs take sole possession, meaning they will be the champs from the American Pacific League. And we just talked about this during the break, Owen. We've seen just about everything. We've seen an interception return for a touchdown. We've seen a safety. We've seen a coach causing a huge momentum shift. We've seen a reverse with a pass by a left-handed wide receiver to the quarterback. We have seen a lot here today. Missed extra points, field goals, a little bit of everything. Kelleher in trouble, but he throws it off to Andre Hallman.
Yeah, good play there by Kelleher. Had a guy in his face, Citrus, the defensive lineman, number 90 there. That was
Henry Karimu.
And was able to get the ball past the line of scrimmage, was able to get himself outside the tackle box to avoid the intentional grounding call. And now it's third down for Hancock. The bummer about that, if you're a Bulldog fan, is that it stops the clock with a 29-17 advantage, a 12-point lead there. You probably want the clock to run a little bit here in the fourth quarter. The passing, incomplete pass does not allow you to do that.
9:35 remaining in the game. They also have 3 timeouts. Bulldogs have 2. It's a 3rd and 11. Kelleher hands it to Skinner. Skinner makes a nice play. He gets almost 8. It'll be fourth down, but at least he moves the ball into Citrus territory.
Yeah, he moved the ball, and again, I thought it was interesting that they passed the ball on second down. I guess passing is the way that they scored the last time they had the ball, but they're able to at least run a little bit of clock down now that
clock's still ticking here.
They're probably going to run it down and call, or they're just letting the play clock run down.
Take the penalty and then call timeout?
Or just take the penalty, period.
Yep, I think that's what they're going to do.
They're just telling them not to kick it, or they're going to let them kick it? I don't know. The ball's at the 43, so, it's not a gimme to get it inside the 10. Let's
3, 2, 1, and he got it off just in time. The play clock and the punt is up. It's a short punt. There's a flag on the play, and the Bulldogs down it around their own 25-yard line. That ran almost a minute off the clock.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think J.D. Smith's going to earn a personal foul here. It looked like he tackled the guy on Citrus as he was trying to block.
A holding play against the Owls.
So Smith drew the hold, turned over once he got it there, but big play there for Hancock. Going to get it to where they're.
Okay, maybe holding.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was at first.
Yeah, you did.
I had it right.
And you handled the change well. You did.
Okay, I guess he drew it somehow. Sometimes it's the second guy that gets caught or whatever. Yeah. But Smith definitely just tackled the guy.
Okay, so it was holding against the Bulldogs.
So the net gain, CJ, is probably less than 10 yards by the time the ball hung up in the air. It was a 20-yard punt. Go back 10 yards. They only got 10 yards out of it. Maybe they'd been better served to run the ball.
1st and 10 from the 43 for the Owls with Lockett, the play caller. He's in trouble. He rolls to the right. He gets a pass off, and it's nearly caught by the receiver, Messina Rowe, And there's a flag on the play, and that looked like both guys were going for the same ball.
And I didn't have any depth perception on that play, but it also kind of didn't look very catchable to me. It looked like it was well over their head. They both went up.
Oh, wow.
The contact might have happened after the ball went past. Nevertheless, Hancock got the last one that was close in the penalty not being called.
And there's a second flag on the field at a different spot, more closer to the line of scrimmage, actually behind the line of scrimmage. I see it on the far sideline.
They offset.
Oh, my,
offset.
that is so lucky.
Hold on.
If that's true, that's
Personal
lucky for the
foul,
Bulldogs.
chop block. Yeah, it's a first down. Chop block. Oh, roughing the quarterback, roughing the passer.
So it's actually 2 penalties against the Bulldogs.
Yep, there were 3 penalties on the play. There was a hold and the pass interference that offset.
And
then the roughing the passer is a 15-yarder. Going to get Citrus up to the 49.
So 3 penalties on one play, and it takes the ball to the Bulldogs' 49.
My abacus is on fire.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Owls. 29-17 the score, 8:31 remaining in the game. Lockett going to pass again, this time down the middle. His intended receiver was Bystry, but he was nowhere to be found. It'll be a 2nd and 10.
No contact, ball well overthrown, definitely not catchable. And Citrus is definitely well advised to pass the ball right now. The clock is their enemy, and so incomplete passes aren't the worst thing in the world for them. And they're going down the field, CJ. That's where they've had success. They've had success 15, 20, 30 yards down the field, and with the wind at their back right now, that's definitely the direction they're headed.
2nd and 10 for the visiting Owls, who trail by 12. This time, it's a pass to Hatcher. It's complete, but he runs into 3 Bulldogs, and they are pumped up. Basiru Job, one of those on the tackle. That's the American Pacific League Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah.
And he is pumped up.
And to show you how big Hatcher is, Job had him in his sights, but he wasn't bringing him down right away. Hatcher is a load to bring down, even for a stout gentleman like Job.
I love that you use that word,
stout.
It makes me think of the oatmeal stout we pour at the bar where I work. 7:48 remaining in the game. It's a 3rd and 9 for the Owls. This is an important 3rd down play, and he's nearly sacked. He is sacked by Osa Omakaro, who leads the conference 11 sacks. I think he's number 2 in Southern California in sacks. That's his 12th of the year.
Absolutely. He got him in his arms, in his grasp, and another defensive lineman came and cleaned him up. I didn't quite see who that was. It might have been 54. That's Trenton Carter, who's been playing some interior tackle there. And it's going to force Citrus at 4th and 11. You know, if it was 4th and 5, maybe you go for it. It's 4th and 11.
And they're going for it.
Citrus is going to punt, but...
Oh, they are going to punt.
But you got to watch a fake here. With only 7 minutes left in this game, you got to watch a fake punt here if you're Hancock. Oh, do they offsides? No.
The coach from Citrus wants that. Marquise Jackson calls a fair catch, but it rolls down inside the 5, and it'll be a Bulldog football. 6:47 remaining, a 12-point lead. What does Dutra do now with almost 7 minutes on the clock, but a 12-point lead? Offensively, does he just try to run out the clock?
I think with a 2-touchdown lead, yeah, you give the ball to your guys, your horses, your big running backs. You got 3 of them who are relatively fresh. I think you got to try to find a way to get a first down. Ideally, you get a first down while running the ball. We'll see if Citrus lets that happen. They're probably going to stack the box. I see about 8 guys in the box right now. Make it 9.
Whitmill Jr.'s in the backfield,
right.
And looks like Bosley's in as the blocking back.
Yeah.
Unknown why Kevin Stark isn't in the game. Whitmill Jr. gets it.
Yeah.
And he runs up for maybe a gain of 3.
Yeah. Again, the gain's less important than the fact that 30 seconds gets to run off the clock at this point.
And they're going to start using that play clock, I bet.
They sure are.
I don't know why I continue to think that the PA announcer is
so
one of the officials.
He's calling the down and distance on every play. The white hat.
29
a nice
to 17, 6:13 remaining in the game. Bulldogs with the lead and the ball. Only a gain of 1 yard for Whitmill Jr., 2nd and 9. This time, Skinner finds a hole. Wow.
Ooh.
He got a little bit of help from his offense, pushing him through, and he gains about 6. They'll make it a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, he got into, it looked like number 13 there.
Chaz Eldridge, the DB.
Came up a little slow there after making that hit. 3rd and 1, and this is exactly what you want if you're Hancock. You want a 3rd and 1. You want 3 solid downs to get that first down, and you want a not far first down to get. So we'll see if they can convert here, or if Citrus is going to stack up like in a goal line type formation.
And Martez Prather comes in.
Oh yeah, they're stacking up the line.
Prather, the ball carrier. I don't think he got enough for the first down, Owen.
With those other 3 guys, you know, if they were going to pitch it out, Prather would be the one. And he did get the first down. He was able to fall
get
forward.
The first down. It's just hard to see.
He's a tall guy. He leaned forward. He got hit right about the line of scrimmage. And he looks like he's about 6'3", and fell forward for a first down.
I need to call Mother Nature and ask her to help me out here.
Chill
the
out,
sun
yeah.
is right in my eyes.
If it's going to be sunny, can it at least be warm too?
Right. It's a Bulldog first down under 5 minutes to play in the game. 29-17. The lead for the Bulldogs, and they'll take a timeout. We'll take one as well with 4:55 remaining. Bulldogs lead at 29-17. You're listening to Bulldog Football and Athletics. .hancockcollege.edu.
Homeowner Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main in Santa Maria, Homeowners helps you find new roads.
Papa John's, the official pizza provider of Bulldog Athletics. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. The Santa Maria Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is the largest business organization in northern Santa Barbara County. The Chamber stands ready to help businesses succeed and prosper.
Signcraft, when it comes to professional signage, graphics, and services, Signcraft in Santa Maria does it all and does it the best. We treat customers like family.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College. The Bulldogs lead at 29-17. They use their second timeout of this half, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. The run play to the left side. Whitmill Jr., I think, carrying the ball. It's pretty much anybody's guess with the
it was Whitmill.
Windscreen completely dirty and the sun in my eyes.
Judging by his gait, what I've learned of his gait so far today, I think it's Whitmill. You know, CJ, Hancock is just one first down really away from really sealing this game, being able to just run out the clock or force Citrus to start to call some timeouts. That 12-point lead is, really daunting for a Citrus team that's trying to come back right now.
They have 3 timeouts remaining in the game. Raheem Skinner, now they're running back in for the Bulldogs. Whitmill picked up 2. It's a 2nd and 8. Clock's all the way down to 4:10.
Yeah.
And there's a fumble on the play, and I cannot see who got it. And
43
it looks like
ran it in for a touchdown for Citrus. What a play.
La Atanoa, the freshman out of Eastern Anchorage, Alaska, recovers a fumble and runs it in to the end zone for a Citrus touchdown.
Just when Hancock was a couple plays away, I'm talking about them stealing it. I guess I jinxed them. It's 29-23 pending the extra point. I guess the good news for Hancock is that Citrus needs a whole touchdown and that they'll get the ball back. But, man, talk about a momentum shift and really letting Citrus right back in the game in a play that's probably just as important as that safety.
Are they going to go for – no, they're going to kick the extra point right now. It's a 6-point game, 29-23 with 4:04 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the extra point attempt is up, and it's good. It's now 29-24. It's a 5-point game with 4:04 remaining. Bulldogs with 1 timeout, Owls with 3. You're listening to Bulldog Football and Athletics on HancockCollege.edu.
American Star Trailways is much more than an average bus company. Family owned and locally operated for the past 25 years, American Star Trailways has been the local charter bus company for San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County residents and visitors alike, providing transportation service for an afternoon, a week, or a long-term contract. American Star Trailways, making travel an enjoyable part of your experience.
Home Motors Chevrolet, located at 1313 East Main Street in Santa Maria. Home Motors helps you find new roads.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College. A fumble recovery taken in the end zone by La'atanoa, the defensive back for the Owls, and an extra point made by Diego Morales. It's now a 5-point game, 29-24. The Owls crawling back with 4:04 remaining. Citrus has 3 timeouts left. The Bulldogs have 1.
Yeah, see if they do anything funny here. No.
Nope. A low kick, and it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. The Bulldogs will take over now. 4 minutes and 4 seconds. If you're Chris Dutra, what are you doing?
You got to find a way to get another first down. You got to tell your running backs to hold on to the football, and you're probably in decent shape still. Just like you started this game, you started the game by dominating the running game, and they're going to have to continue to dominate the running game. The high risk, high reward situation would be on a second or third down play where you're maybe in a rushing down and maybe try to throw the ball. But I don't know if it's worth it right now. To be honest, the defense has been pretty good all game, and so with 4 minutes left, I think you keep the ball on the ground. I think you try to impress upon your offensive line to get a push and get a first down.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the 25. Whitmill Jr. carrying it.
Just a couple yards there. Citrus hanging on to their timeouts, not calling a timeout right now. Hancock's going to do well to run that play clock down. It's currently at 37, 36, so it's they got about 30 seconds before they have to get this off. They don't have to snap this till about 3:20, about 3:48 on the clock right now.
Bulldogs holding on to a 5-point lead, 29-24 over Citrus. A gain of 2 on the play by Whitmill Jr. It's a 2nd and 8 from the Bulldog 21. Bulldogs have 1 timeout. Citrus has 3. 3:30 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Now,
Bosley carrying it this time.
Now there were 14 seconds left on the play clock when they snapped that.
Oh no, it's Prather, the ball carrier. Excuse me.
There were 14. They just gave Citrus 10 seconds off the clock there by running that play with 14 seconds left on the play clock. There's no reason to be in a hurry right now. Citrus is the one trying to come back.
And Citrus uses its first timeout with 3:23 remaining. Bulldogs with the ball and a 5-point lead, but it'll be a 3rd and 9. And it's crucial right now. No turnovers and heads up play by the Bulldogs.
So the question here is, do you pass the ball on 3rd and 7?
No.
And risk and risk a clock stoppage, really. I mean,
right.
yeah, you're always risking an interception, but a clock stoppage mostly. Or do you run the ball? Citrus, force Citrus to use their 2nd timeout. Now you punt the ball away, maybe, with Citrus only having 1 timeout. Those Citrus defensive linemen are stacking that box. There's 8 guys in there. They're making it real hard in the second half for Hancock to run like they were in the first half. Props to the coaches over at Citrus for making those adjustments.
So you asked the question. What would your answer be? You asked it.
That's why I'm not a coach, CJ.
Yeah.
But
you're the color commentator. You're the coach of the broadcast.
I think you run the ball. You got to run the ball. You got to come up with something funny, maybe a little bit different blocking scheme. But I think you run the ball maybe off tackle to the right.
3rd and 7. On a play action to the near side, Kelleher looking for Marquise Jackson, and it's a complete pass on the near sideline.
First down.
And it's a Bulldog first down.
That's why I'm not a coach.
What a huge play by the Bulldogs with 3:16 remaining here in the game, holding on to a 5-point lead.
I say run it off tackle to the right. They roll it out. They pass it. What a great throw and catch. Again, this is why I'm not a coach, CJ. But what a great execution. The receiver knew where he had to be for the first down. The quarterback threw it to where he needed to be. Again, in a place where the receiver only could catch it. No risk taken, and it's under 3 minutes left with a first down. 1st
and 10. Skinner, the ball carrier. He finds a little hole for a gain of 3 yards.
Yep.
The clock's now down to 2:40. Skinner gains 5 on the play. Bulldogs leading 29-24 with 2:20 remaining in the game. DJ Whitmill in the ball sorry, my lips.
It's cold out here, CJ.
My lips are frozen. But he is in the backfield. The backs are in the eyes. 2nd and 5. Kelleher under center. He gives it to Whitmill Jr., but he doesn't get much. But the clock is now down to 2:03.
And they stop the clock.
Citrus takes a timeout. I kind of want to talk about if they win.
Okay.
Chris Dutra winning his 100th game, but
Okay.
I don't want to jinx it, but we've got to.
Yeah, we got to talk about
With
it.
just 2 minutes left, if the Bulldogs hold on to this win today, it will be Chris Dutra's 100th win as the head coach.
Yep.
Our official football season was in 1956. Hancock's won 324 total games. Chris Dutra will be the one who's won 31% of those games.
Wow.
If he wins against Citrus, he would be 100 wins in to his 177 games as the head coach. If he wins and the Bulldogs win today, we've got a surprise ceremony that we will carry here on the broadcast, so please don't go anywhere. We will send the microphone down to the field to Athletic Director Kim Ensing if the Bulldogs can hold on to this 5-point lead and win it. And not only would it be his 100th win, but it would be the Bulldogs' first championship season as his helm as a coach. And it's a first down for Isaac Bosley.
Man, I like the way Bosley runs. Just shifty, nice little moves, just avoiding traffic, things that other running backs might be having their head down and not seeing. Bosley stays in the game and is able to weave his way for a first down, and that should really seal it for Hancock. It's under 2 minutes left, and the clock's running, and they're looking at that play clock. Great run.
29-24 is the score. DJ Whitmill coming in with the play. On the 1st and 10, the ball is on the Bulldog 48. We're 1 minute and 25 seconds away from an Allan Hancock Bulldog championship. Hold on to that ball. You know that's what they're telling him.
That's all you're thinking about now. I don't care if you get yardage. We're just got to hold on to the ball.
Oh, it's time for you to have the sweatshirt. I was supposed to give it to you at 3 minutes. Thank you so
I'm
much.
good.
You're such a gentleman.
My pleasure.
All right, there's a timeout on the field. We're going to stick around here because there's a lot of exciting things that could happen in 1 minute and 11 seconds if the Bulldogs win it. Not only do they win the championship for the first time in 20 years, going to a bowl game either way, depending on whether Mesa beats Southwest or not tonight.
It's just about where that game is.
It will be the geographic answer that'll come out tomorrow afternoon, and you can find all that information at athletics.hancockcollege.edu after the announcement tomorrow. 7 teams from Southern California go to the playoffs, go to the bowl games. 29-24, Bulldogs with the lead, 1:11 remaining in this game. Bulldogs have a 2nd and 6 from the Owls' 46-yard line. If they hold on, it'll be Dutra's first championship and his 100th win. It's a run play. Skinner, the ball carrier. I think he gains about 1, but he does use up over 30 seconds on the clock.
You know, there were a couple of passing plays that were real important in this game. The touchdown, the long, two touchdowns, one long one and one short one. And the third passing play that was important for Hancock was that first down they got a few plays ago. But right now it's all about the run game. It's how they started this game. It's how they're trying to finish it on the ground, running out that clock. A first down here, and they don't have to run any other plays.
Yep, Citrus, no timeouts left. Bulldogs have 1.
They may just be able to kneel and not run any other plays, I think, at this point.
29-24, 32 seconds remaining here.
That's it.
And it looks like not only will Chris Dutra get his 100th win as a head coach, but the Bulldogs will win their first championship in 20 years. Chris Dutra's first win came against El Camino in September of 2001. Win number 50 came in October of 2008 against Pasadena. And win number 100 today against the Citrus College Owls. And Coach Chris Dutra, 100 wins in his career, and the Bulldogs win their first championship.
Huge game today. You know, great way for those sophomores to play their last regular season home game. And like we talked about before the game, you know, you don't want to leave things to chance for where you're playing, who you're playing. They're going to be able to be in the driver's seat for where that bowl game is, when it is, all the things that are important right now. Citrus was a game team. They made adjustments in the second half. They were able to come back and make it a real close game. That fumble recovery for a touchdown, you know, didn't make anybody here feel comfortable. But Hancock's able to hold on. Big play defense, being able to turn the Citrus Owls over, and in the end have their best season really in 20 years, which is saying something for sure.
It wasn't easy, but the Bulldogs win their 8th game of the season, their 5th game in the American Pacific League, going undefeated in league play this season, winning the championship outright, and winning game number 100 for Coach Chris Dutra. And you can see there is an ice bucket, and it's heading some way. Let's see, who is that?
I think it was a water bucket at the beginning of the game.
It's Raheem Skinner.
Oh,
and they're walking across the field. And who's carrying it with Raheem Skinner? Malik Warren Pettigrew. And it looks like
they got him.
They got Chris Dutra.
Oh, he's down.
And he fell
Man down.
Covered in cold water. Coach Chris Dutra, his 100th win as a Bulldogs head coach.
Congratulations.
And their first championship in 20 years. We're going to take a quick timeout with a special presentation on the field. Don't go anywhere, folks. There's a lot of excitement to come in our broadcast. Usually we sign off with statistics. We're going to come back with statistics and a special presentation on the field. You're listening to Bulldog Football. The Bulldogs win it 29-24. It's Hancock Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.
We got a special presentation. First of all, I even wrote notes. First of all, congratulations to Allan Hancock College football for being the first team to win a conference championship outright in nearly 20 years, American Pacific champs. There's more! So listen, there's a little bit more business we have to attend to today. There's really no measurement tool to appropriately honor the efforts of a coach. Typically, we read in the headlines and in the newspaper when teams win and when they lose. The story is always about the completed pass or the touchdown or the drop ball. We will never read about the daily effort it takes to put a team on the field, keep teams in the classroom, and transfer them to a university. As a coach, the goal is always to win, and sometimes the record doesn't reflect the effort of the head coach. You celebrate the fact that your players graduate, they transfer, and some of them even move on to the NFL. Today is a special day because today we honor the brilliant efforts of a coach who I respect, admire, and appreciate. Today, with the American Pacific Conference title, we present just a small acknowledgement in honoring Coach Chris Dutra's 100th career win.
Can we get right here? Can you get down on your knees? Hold that up!
got to get back to my stuff. All right.
How about that? Not bad, huh? Not bad.
Welcome back to Allan Hancock College. If you were watching, you got to see a celebration of Chris Dutra's 100th win and a championship for your Bulldogs. They win it. They beat Citrus 29-24. I want to thank Owen Main for his help today. He rushed off to go to the Cal Poly football game. And stay tuned, folks. Next week, your Bulldogs, champions of the American Pacific League, will be in a bowl game. We don't know who they will play or where they will be or what time the game will be, but that will be announced tomorrow on the Allan Hancock Athletics website in the afternoon, I would say by 4 o'clock or a little bit later. So check it out to find out your information, and you can also look and follow Hancock on Twitter at Allan Hancock College, and on Facebook and on Instagram to find out where the Bulldogs will play, whether the Bulldogs will host a bowl game or if they will be on the road. We will find out after the games finish today and the selection committee tomorrow for the CCCAA gets together. Once again, your final score on the day that Chris Dutra wins his 100th game as the football coach at Allan Hancock College. They beat the Owls 29-24. 8-2 the season ends for the Bulldogs, 5-0 in American Pacific League play. And what a season it has been. And for the first time in my 6 years, the season is not over. After 10 football games, we will be with you and we will bring you all of the play-by-play coverage here at athletics.hancockcollege.edu next Saturday, the 18th of November. You must find the information on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or the Allan Hancock Athletics website to find out where we will go, who the Bulldogs will play, and what time you will get your game here on the webcast. We appreciate you being with us here all season long for 10 games. It's happy to say and nice to say for my first time. This 6 past years have been wonderful. It'll be my first football bowl game with the Bulldogs, and it'll be yours as well here. Once again, the Bulldogs, sole champions for the first time in 20 years. Congratulations to Chris Dutra and his squad. Thank you to Kim Ensing, Athletic Director, Andrew Masuda, Sports Information Director, all of the athletic staff that sets us up here every home game. And thanks to Brian Dill for his amazing technical support. Irvin Kiger, Travis English, Charles Summer, and Kevin Walthers, and stay Owen Main for doing the play-by-play and color with me here at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. One more time, the final score, 29-24. The Bulldogs beat Citrus, and we will not sign out for the season because we will be back next week for a bowl game. Stay tuned tomorrow after 4 to the Athletics website to find out who your Bulldogs will play in their 2017 postseason. Thanks for listening, folks. Have a wonderful Saturday night. Your Bulldogs win it 29-24. You're listening to Bulldog Football at athletics.hancockcollege.edu.